trying to be a better person every day.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're live?
We are live. Yeah.
And we're live?
We're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Better late than never. This is the A is for a podcast. We are on episode 15. Man.
I'm loving it.
And I was counting this week. I think this is maybe this or next week will be 10 episodes with us.
Okay. Big shouts out to the universe. I'm so glad that I'm even sitting in this seat right now.
Hey.
Big love to A Factor, man. I'm loving it, and we're gonna keep it coming.
And like my man said, my name is the A Factor of the Odd Squad family.
And you know what it is. You don't know what it is. You know who it is. It's Intellect. One half of New Age Politics. 1/3.
Okay,
Big
yeah,
shouts out
see,
to Gil Santos.
Thank you for bringing that up, because I remember a couple podcasts ago, you mentioned that. And I wanted to talk about it, but then we got into the conversation. You said you were going to bring it up later, and how was your week? And then, you
it just didn't even happen.
You know how it goes. So
we got carried away.
Explain that right off the top. Let's get to that, because I don't think I ever got an explanation, but I do remember seeing you post a pic on Facebook the other day, and there's 3 of you. I was like, oh shit, I forgot. And that's what
there's a whole
meant to write that
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So another rapper?
No. Gil's not a rapper, but Gil is a producer. He's a big contributor to the think tank. He's an investor into New Age politics. And he's been just a big help in the organization to legitimate business practice and
so he's your
consistency.
mad.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he kind of connected the dots on a lot of things. He definitely has a Mad Hat role in New Age politics.
Hey,
so
every squad needs mad.
100%.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For you guys, that's dope.
Yeah, so
So more organization, more to come.
More definitely more to come. More is happening right now.
In.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
So big shouts out to Gil Santos, man. He is piecing together a lot of things, and you're gonna see him coming. I promise you. So speaking of, Smooth is out right now. And we've got some pretty awesome feedback on it. Huge shouts out to Garen Chadwick for putting that
what
visual
is
together.
Smooth exactly?
Smooth is the single track that we released with the first 3 tracks that we released on all streaming platforms with Demigod, Rise and Shine, and Smooth. So Smooth is the single track of my main man Crazy.
Hey.
And yeah, the visual on it is dope. We just take you through a day-to-day on how we celebrate living a great life with great people. But it's really dope. It's on YouTube right now. If you know any of our social media, just go to the link tree or the link in the bio and click YouTube. Or when you go to YouTube, just type in New Age Politics and you'll definitely see Smooth right there.
New Age Politics? Yeah, make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe to the New Age Politics. Keep up on the latest drops. Smooth out right now.
Absolutely.
Crazy doing the damn thing. Shout out to Crazy. Like I said, we definitely got to get him on the podcast. We got to figure out what
It needs to happen, honestly. Especially after dropping Smooth, I want to get his mentality on it. Because, yeah, man, we're getting a lot of really good feedback. It's gotten about 7K in 5 days, so it's not bad.
And of course, people will get Nubs on the podcast. I know a lot of people been waiting for the return, but
The long-awaited return.
we got a segment for Nubs. It's called What Can't Nubs Do?
So we're going to get to the core of Nubs' determination.
Basically, it's Nubs. Let's see what this guy is.
Which is some long division, let me tell you right now.
Yeah, so
How was your week, man?
it was good. Let me plug these.
Oh, yes. My apologies. We'll get into it.
We'll
I'm
get
excited
into
to know about what happened, but we got to know what's
you know
to
what I'm
come.
saying? It's been a little over 2 weeks since we seen each other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
The catch-up is real.
you're getting excited about this week. But
I'm overzealous. What do you got coming?
so, what is now of the day of this recording 11 days away.
Okay.
Colorado. Denver, Colorado, like I've been telling you every other week since we found out. We're going to be inside of you.
The countdown.
You already know what it is. So,
Get
get
down
your
to what?
tickets. Odd Squad family performing live at Sports Watch Bar and Grill. And technically it's Westminster. I think that's actual address. I have to double check.
Okay.
But in the Denver metro area, you already know what it is. Huge show. Once
Man,
again,
that's a beautiful thing.
Can't
Home state
wait.
for the boy.
Man, got something.
Do you have a lot of, I was about to say, do you have a lot of people that are excited and ready for the show?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. Got a lot of people coming. Got a lot of people that should be coming. I hope I see y'all there. I hope I see all my people there.
You know who that stink eye was for, whoever you are. Alright?
It's all love. I'll let you live even if you don't come, but you're gonna miss one hell of a motherfucking show. And if you don't come out to Club Red the very next night on the 25th, May 25th, you're gonna miss out on a hell of a show out here in Arizona. This is our first show in Arizona in over a year. Last time we performed in Arizona was 4/21, 2018 for the Red Eye Festival. And I know even before that, it's been a while. The show before that, I can't even remember, but last few shows have been at Club Red.
Seldom shows in Arizona.
Yeah, it's been a while, and people that's been following us for a while know that we used to do like every local show there was. So we used to be out there all the time, but you know, we gotta sit back.
Yeah, y'all were getting the scene tough.
We let everybody else get some love in the scene. We gotta do our own thing, and you know, at some point, the local shows, you can't do all of them, so you gotta hold that mystique. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can't be performing every week because then people feel like, oh yeah, I could just pay $15 and see you next week. You know
Right now you got the city all pent up.
But yeah. So now since we haven't performed in a while and we seldom do shows, the hype is real. So for all the people out in the Phoenix area, the whole state of Arizona and surrounding states, man, get ready. May 24th, Sports Watch Bar and Grill. May 25th, Club Red, Mesa, Arizona. It's going down.
Get your parking pass.
Get your motherfucking parking pass. And just announced today, man, gotta break this news, man.
I was about to say, he's happy as shit about this.
I'm happy
For
as
those
shit
who did
too.
not see the facial expression, he's happy as shit about
you
this.
can hear a smile audibly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm smiling right now, and I'm super excited. This is the biggest announcement probably of mine and I Squad's career. We got our first festival booking.
Ooh.
And, we will be performing at the 20th annual gathering of the Juggalos. It starts
That is so
July 30th.
You're performing at the Juggalo Festival?
31st. The festival starts July 31st. We perform on the 2nd.
I think it's the
First. We
Or
perform on the
second.
1st. Sorry.
Awesome.
We're still like, you know what I'm saying, combing through the details. Sorry. I should be more informed. But I'm excited about this. We will be there. We will be out in damn, the phone.
I tried to get it, but it didn't work.
See,
man.
you see how excited I am? I'm throwing my phone and shit. Sorry, guys. I wonder how that's gonna sound on the podcast.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Lift the headphones. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry, people. That was not a gunshot sound. That was my phone dropping on the floor. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, Gathering of the Juggalos. August 1st, we will be out in Madison, Indiana. I've never been to Indiana,
Madison, Indiana.
which is dope.
Okay.
I've never been farther east than Kansas. That's farther east than Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Indiana.
Not 100% sure, to be honest.
No,
Oh,
it's like
kinda
right below Michigan.
Just kidding.
Cause it's right off of Lake Michigan.
Oh,
Remember
just
when
kinda-
I was looking at it?
Yeah.
Midwest. You know what I mean? East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah. It's about Midwest, East Coast. I don't know what you consider. Anyway, Madison, Indiana, Gathering of the Juggalos, Odd Squad family, yeah!
And if you can make it there, Odd Squad fans, do it, because that's probably going to be one of the most interesting performances Odd Squad's ever done.
It's definitely going to be the very most interesting, best performance that we ever put on in our lives.
That's going to be,
Period.
that crowd's going to feel you, I think.
Just like every other show. You know?
I think that crowd is just in love with hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I heard they're ruthless. They'll boo you off the stage. Like I was telling Matt earlier, they're not gonna boo me off the stage. They can boo me, but I won't go anywhere.
He said,
I'm
all right,
continuing
well,
to
we
rap.
got
I was always taught, yo, you
8
gotta
more
rap
songs.
like the same no matter who you're in front of, no matter what's going on. So I'm just gonna put on my motherfucking set, do my thing, cause that's what I got paid for.
from booze to cheers. All right. We're worried about a conversion rate at that point.
Yeah, man.
And it's going to happen. At least 30% of this crowd is going to pick up some OSF gear. If 30% of the booers will turn into...
Hey, man, it's a huge ass festival, and there's a lot of big artists going there, a lot of dope people. So anyway, it's a networking opportunity. It's definitely a huge opportunity to get a lot more fans. I've been to one festival in my life, paid dues. Shout out to Chunk, he took me.
Okay.
That was fucking dope. But there's so many people there, like they'll just end up in front of the stage and become a Odd Squad family. And man, I think that could be the thing that pushes us over the motherfucking top, ladies and gentlemen. And then the production of this motherfucking podcast, let me tell you, is gonna go up.
Marble Floors is the first installment that we're gonna be putting into this thing.
Marble Floors in the crib, but
confirmed. It's not confirmed
it's
at all.
It's definitely not. Not the first.
I'll probably upgrade these chairs first.
No, I'll probably get the equipment, some better equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing.
That's why you're the,
you know what I'm saying?
You're the forefront of this thing.
Deck and set it up, you know what I'm saying? We'll get a flat screen so we can see what the hell's going on. We can pull up some stories, get our info right, you know what I'm saying? We can pull up videos for the people.
That's true. Interns, we can pay.
Yeah, see?
We can get some interns up
now
in here.
You're thinking.
I understand.
Because we need an intern.
Yeah.
We'll throw that out there.
Always. Do you have an email where an intern can hit up?
Legally Blind Dates. Blind Dates with Snow. Because as of now, I've got no email. Sorry, I don't think a lot of people have heard that episode.
Well, I think we need to. It's all about the advertisements.
That's why we need an intern, though, so we can put out the fucking videos, man.
Yeah.
No, we just need. We gotta take responsibility for our own shit, right?
Right. You're right.
This is us, bro.
You're right.
We don't need an intern. But if you would like to,
an intern would be really nice, though.
Video editing,
I'm definitely we don't need an intern, but like it would be.
Anyway, not just us, but
it'd be significant.
Only Drinkers as a label could be something. Anyway, whatever. That's neither here nor there. My week was. Sorry, man. It was alright.
It was alright?
It was cool.
Okay.
It was cool.
Nothing crazy?
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing over the top?
Nothing over the top.
Okay.
Like to keep the top off.
Like you're talking about a shirt or a collar?
Goes over the top.
Okay.
Like that bar did over a lot of people's head.
Yeah, it went over mine just now.
Bars.
I just felt the wind in my hair. I didn't even catch anything that he just said. But.
Top off.
I was about to say, so did you let the top off this week?
Did I let the top off? I don't have anything. Well, I let the top off in the water and drink some on it.
Alright. I like that.
That's for the ASMR squad out there.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of thinking, man. Like we were talking before the podcast. And remember when I freaked out on my birthday about growing up and being a different person every 7 years or whatever?
Yeah.
So that kind of got rehashed because I was looking on Twitter and the hashtag Dear Me 10 years ago was trending. I was like, man. And
Dear Me 10
years
ago.
What would you tell yourself? You could go through the quantum realm and pop out. We'll get to that later.
Don't you fucking bring it up unless you're ready to jump down.
We're not gonna. We're gonna get to end game spoilers at the end, but
yeah,
if you could go into the quantum realm in time travel.
Okay, are we talking the same thing? Like
10 years.
Alternate.
No,
alternate timeline.
No, you're just talking to yourself.
Okay.
So don't get that deep into it.
All right.
Don't get that deep into it.
I'm not
I didn't even think of it like that.
We're staying cool with this one. Okay.
We won't go there.
I was about to say, because that's a podcast in itself.
If it doesn't affect your timeline, you just go back and tell yourself, like, yo, I don't know. Dear you 10 years ago, what would you tell yourself? Like,
so that is 2009. So that's a year before I graduate. So I'm a junior in high school. That's like a year into me and Crazy doing our thing and figuring out New Age politics. I I would say, like, chill out, you're dope. You know what I mean? I felt like a lot of my life and personality was a performance for the people that I either loved or wanted, like, to love me. You know what I mean? Like a competition on looking at the person who was directly in the center of attention in the school, or family members, or certain things of that nature. It was a lot of convincing myself that this was me because that's who I wanted to be to fit in whatever box I wanted to be in my environment. You know what I mean? And it was just, I would have gotten so much more of that, of what I was looking for, had I just embraced myself 100%, because they would have loved the individuality of my spirit, and that's when I would have gotten that attention. That's when I would have flourished socially more, because like I was a very social person, you know, but I was kind of like within and without. You know what I mean? Like everybody knew me. I was friends with everybody. I could bounce in between pretty much any crowd and generally get accepted, but at the same time, I wasn't really like invited out to those crowds, shindigs, get-togethers, things like that. I had a very concentrated group of friends, you know, like that I actually like super kicked it with. But yeah, man, I would tell myself to just, hey, yo, chill out, relax, stop talking so much, you know, do a little bit of listening to the people around you. You might have a better understanding of how to just be dope and just chill, bro, you know? And that would have saved a lot of energy. I would have saved a lot of stress and subconscious stress as a teenager for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cool, dog. Like, if you tuck your shirt in and wear these Vans, people are going to look at you weird, but you're fresh. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you want to do, go do that. Like, I think that's pretty dope. So, it's probably one of the biggest things that I knew I needed for myself, but it's taken longest to understand as a man. It's just full acceptance of my mannerisms, who I am, how I project myself. And because of that, I felt like that's where that exuberance came from. That's where that confidence came from for me to, you know,
Yeah, you
do my thing.
You grew in that 10 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
night and day.
Like everybody should.
Right.
Everybody should. I definitely.
What about you? What is your, I'm curious on yours.
10 years ago, that would be my junior year.
Right.
Where I might as well have just fucking dropped out of school. Because I just stopped going. Me and my homie used to just take the other homie, me and my homie Tyler used to take the homie Mark's whip. He had a little fucking Geo Metro.
everybody had a mark, you know what I'm saying? In their clique, everybody had
He was like, yo,
that
no,
one homie with the
bring
whip.
it back by the end of the day, cool, cause you know what I'm saying? Then we used to just do dumb shit. We used to ride around, trying to get money to buy weed and pull up to other schools. We used to skip school to go to other schools and try to holler at their girls and shit. Just doing dumb shit, and then yeah, man. So that would be.
That was definitely routine.
Yeah, about the end of 2009 or the beginning of 2009, I was doing that shit, and then by the end of it, I was in an alternative school. I was out in the middle of nowhere. And me and the same homie Tyler, we used to ride out there in his Honda. Then, well, I was
upgraded from the homie whip.
And then that
summer, the Honda.
That summer was the summer I really started going hard and doing a lot of shows and shit with my brothers.
Okay.
We formed a group called Dem Rocky Boys.
Dem Rocky Boys. Did you have a dance song that you pumped heavy? Please tell me you did.
We didn't have an official dance song.
Okay.
But we had some party music. That's all we made, pretty much. We made a lot of party music. I was on hook duty. We had some bangers.
Bro, I love, like, honestly, there was a moment in time where if I just listened to the Cool Kids and the Pack, I was completely okay with my life. Like, there was a moment in time where that was just the level of hip hop that I was just super okay with. Like, those beats were crazy for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that Chuck English made, and like when they paired up with DJ Cannon and Gone Fishing, serious. Big shouts out to the cool kids.
But what would I have told myself? I've still been kicking this back and forth because I want to be cliche, but I'll say just don't give up, keep going. Thank you, because that's when it really cemented that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is this music shit, and then pretty much since then, at any cost, I just chase this shit. So. I want to say, I wouldn't change a thing. Or, what advice would I give myself? I don't know, because it's hard to think about going back and telling yourself something that you...
I think what makes this question more difficult, at least for me, is that, like, I like where I am right now. You know what I mean?
That's what my dilemma is.
I'm happy with where I am right now and where we're heading, and I feel like I'm here right now because of the accumulation of all my previous experiences. So it's like I wouldn't even want to interfere with that and risk there being another outcome or any sort of way.
Like, but if I was less stupid 10 years ago...
That's a good point.
If I could give myself a piece of advice with the guarantee that it won't affect my current future, it'd probably just be not to doubt myself. You know what I mean? Because I've always felt deep down that if I gave my all to music and I just didn't stop, that it was going to work out at some point. Because like it would have to. Like, you just keep doing your thing, you keep getting better, and eventually you're going to get where you want to go. So.
100%.
Like, I just say don't doubt myself for the few times that like doubt did creep up and I wasn't sure what or how I was gonna.
Yeah, because there was a couple points where I was lost and I almost gave up.
Yep.
But I guess I'd tell myself to be more confident. I guess as a person, I guess I'm pretty shy.
Yeah. There's definitely times in my life that just with a little bit of like genuine confidence. Not the surface tension, confidence that you put on yourself for a weird pressure, but like real know yourself confidence, man.
Right. Yeah. That kind of confidence.
Because any kind of confidence when you're younger, inherently, it's surface confidence. You have confidence in the skills that you've accumulated as 16. You don't have any confidence in your character as a person because you don't even understand your character as a person at that point in time.
You're just doing what everybody else is doing at that point.
Right. So like the whole idea of like that character within itself and understanding who you are, that I feel like that full confidence, that's the confidence that like has an aura around it. You know what I mean? Like there's certain people that walk into a room and then literally that room's energy shifts because that presence is so there. I think that comes from knowing yourself. You know what I mean? And once you have that greatest sense of self, I don't know, it's just almost like a calm in a certain way that's just different, you know?
Yeah.
It's all self-discovery.
Yeah. It's just trying to do a lot of that lately. Just trying to dig deep. There's people, it's easy to get distracted with all the social media and shit nowadays. And
yeah, for sure.
just not even get to those thoughts, and a lot of people are purposely distracting themselves so they don't have to look themselves in the mirror and really like what's like what we were talking about. What are my insecurities? What can I fix? How do I go about fixing that? The real things about yourself to be a better person.
Right. It's all, I feel like that all roots down to societal acceptance, right? Because the reason why we're just now getting to a state where as a society we're starting to acknowledge emotion and acknowledge, the non-logical feeling side of things is because prior to this, we just escaped a society that accepted putting the wall up. That was actually asked for. You know what I mean? Like in the 1960s, if you had an autistic son, or you know, you were bipolar, or you had manic depression, that shit wasn't talked about. You know what I mean? There wasn't programs like there is now. There wasn't groups like there is now. There wasn't acceptance like there is now. So like it was not only accepted but preferred that you put up this white picket fence gated community lifestyle as a front and just hold all of this skeletons and weight and fear underwater and just, you know, kick for dear life, but you're cool up top like a duck. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're just now, that's not accepted anymore in society. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like now it's a battle between, you know, trying to be accepted and then people genuinely being themselves, and they don't realize that being yourself will get you accepted or whatever, but it's a battle of trying to imitate everybody because
100%.
Oh, this is how this person gets 1 million views, and it's so fucking superficial nowadays that everybody just wants to be everybody else and not being comfortable with themselves, and that what I feel like brings on a lot of those issues too.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and that wall, once disintegrated, is going to be able to create a lot more conversation that allows for vulnerability. And I feel like that's the root of trust. You know what I mean? Like the foundation of really any trust starts with vulnerability, because it has to be shown, and then that vulnerability has to be treated the right way, and then that's when that bridge is built. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like it's an important turning point in human evolution. But yeah, man, it's crazy. You know, we're just now getting to the point where society can even allow that kind of evolution.
Yeah, and I think people are starting to realize the effect of the social media is having on people's mental health. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, the month of May. So make sure you take care of yourselves. Check in on your people.
Absolutely.
Love everybody, man.
And not just the month of May.
Yeah. Like,
they do it when people aren't posting about it. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, there'll be this big media uptrend because somebody famous commits suicide, and everybody's like, check on your people, and there's mad memes, and there's mad, you know what I mean? Like, you know, behind the greatest smile. You know what I mean? All those memes that happen, and everyone gets super serious with it, and then 2 weeks after it's gone and it's quiet. It's those moments that people need people the most, because it gets even worse if you're the type of person that has suicidal thoughts, or you are kind of like, you have thoughts towards those tendencies or thoughts towards aggression. To have a moment like social trending suicide awareness happen just for it to die down, it's almost angering in that sense too, because it's like, yeah, so you guys really gave a fuck about me when it was convenient, but
now
none of y'all hit me up now. Like,
some people don't even believe in mental health issues. Like, it's a battle. Like, yeah, they're saying that, oh no, anxiety and depression, it's not social media's fault, it's not real, like, you guys are just sad, or whatever. Like, there's a group of people out there on the internet that are just trashing this shit and just saying that people are saying this now because it's trendy, because it's a thing. But I think it's quote unquote trendy because people are actually now being open and honest with it, because we feel okay to share our vulnerability
100%.
now with the world. So I don't know, but Instagram is trying to they're testing out this feature. It started in Canada, where they're not going to show any likes, because you know because that's what people do it for, right? They did studies that say it's the dopamine hit that you get when you get the likes, and that's why people are addicted to their phones. I'm watching my son go through it right now. It's pretty fucking crazy. I'm sad, but
sad.
Like, yo,
I'm watching the next scratch develop, and it's a frightening thing.
I forget where I heard it, but somebody was saying that one day we're gonna look back like 10 years from now, we're gonna look back at these cell phones and look at them like they were cigarettes. And why the fuck were we giving these shits to kids? Because it's so addictive. You get addicted to, oh, I'm gonna post this and see how many people like it, and they just want those interactions because it makes them feel good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Instagram is testing it out, so where you can't even see the likes. Only the owner of the profile, the person that put up the picture or whatever, can see the amount of likes.
You know how many petty people are still gonna post a screenshot of how many likes on like the next picture over next to it, just be like, yeah,
It's
just
probably-
to show y'all niggas what's good, okay?
And to keep y'all
Read
up
mail
there.
on that, okay? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen.
But that,
you can't stop the petty.
and I think that's good, just good to test out to see, because it is a thing. But I mean, I guess if the person could still see how much likes they get, well,
Yeah.
why does it? But I guess if they don't see like Kim Kardashian 5 trillion likes on her picture and then be like, oh, well, I guess I gotta look like her to try to get those likes, or whatever it is, you know,
Right.
That's what they're saying, that may be the issue there. But
I mean, kudos to them trying to
They're
disestablish
giving it
the hierarchy, but like, I feel like they're gonna take a dip.
But it's,
You know what I
it's
mean?
a bigger
Like,
issue.
the
though,
number one
because-
thing I feel like that drives Instagram ultimately is vanity, because that's kind of what you're doing. You're taking snapshots of cool moments in your life and showing people, and like whoever has the most cool moments has the most followers. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
Well,
it's vanity.
It depends on your intentions behind it too. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm sure like, and I know a few people, and myself included. Like, I don't post to Instagram very often, but when I do, it's almost for stuff that like I want to remember more than like show other people. Like, I don't like care who sees it other than me, but like, it's cool to go through your Instagram and like reflect. It's like having a photo album. Like, you don't, nobody prints up pictures and makes photo albums, or at least nobody I know. Like, nobody's making photo albums. You have Instagram or you have Facebook that stores these memories that you can reflect on.
That's true.
Later on down the road. So I think it just depends on, you know, your personality type and what your intentions are with the platform, you know, as an individual.
Yeah,
Right.
But that becomes a bigger issue though, with like brands and shit, because a lot of people get paid because of their interactions online. So
100%.
if you can't really see it, like, how is this person gonna live if this is what they're getting all their money off of?
Right.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, shit changes. You gotta adapt. This is the internet.
So you're down with the no likes? I don't really care either, because like you said,
I don't know
people
if I'm
can look
down.
at my Instagram. I don't post often at all. Like,
Yeah.
And I probably should, because I'm an artist and all that shit. But
I post every so often. I just kind of got back into the habit of doing it from not doing it for a super long time. I didn't have my personal Instagram
I just
on
felt
my phone for
self-conscious,
like
bro, because
8
I
months.
hardly do cool shit.
Yeah, but
So how am I gonna, you know what I'm saying? My story isn't that interesting. Why would I post these pictures? I want to get like 2 likes, bro.
That's all limiting beliefs factor. Limiting beliefs. You're cool, man. All right. You do this.
Hey, bro, but you got more likes than me when we posted the same picture.
Oh my god.
It's fucking with my mental health, man.
Bro, it's literally, I just post more than you. That's all it is. I post the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
I guess you're right. Because of algorithms.
yeah,
Not a lot of
algorithms,
people
man.
that follow me see my picture.
You know what I'm saying? It is about consistency on that bitch.
Yeah, I guess I gotta get more consistent with Instagram. I don't really care about social media. Like, I swear, if I wasn't an artist and need to promote shit, I would delete my whole fucking Facebook and everything.
I feel similarly, to be honest.
Like, if I could just delete my personal page, just wipe it out the fucking face of the earth and just have the A Factor and the Odd Squad family page to run, fine with me, cool. And then I'll make my Instagram private and I'll unfollow all the people I don't know there and just run off the Odd Squad family page.
That's not me. I love that shit. I'll never let that go. I fucking love Facebook. I love Instagram, bro.
I never know what to say because I don't know how much
I love with Snapchat every day, but they keep on fucking up the format. But like, nah, man. I think the whole idea of all of them, if you use them properly, is dope as shit. You know what I mean? Especially Snapchat with certain things, man. Like, it's really cool to get like first. I feel like you get like the most intimate experience on a person with Snapchat. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but see, that
feels like you're just like, wow, I'm really sitting in the same room as this dude in Korea.
That's why.
Like that video's like that.
That's cool. Why, other than Facebook, Snapchat is my least favorite. Snapchat is my least favorite over Facebook because I don't even post on my Snapchat hardly ever.
I've never used Snapchat.
I'm not that. I'm personal. I like to keep my shit close to me. I'm not the one that wants to just be holding my phone out, sharing my whole life. Like, a lot of shit in my life is just for me. Like,
100%.
And
I don't want pulls away from that experience sometimes too. You know what I mean? Like, when you're so worried about trying to capture it with your phone, you're not fully present in the moment and really taking it in for what it is.
100%. There's a lot of artists that will have people confiscate phones in the beginning of performances.
Yeah, I want you to
That's pretty crazy.
Experience the shit, because especially with a live show, you have to feel that shit. Like, it's a different experience to feel it. If you're just watching it through your phone trying to make sure that you get your favorite verse and you're not like looking with your eyes at the actual person that you admire, that you paid, that you waited to go see.
Right.
Then did you really even experience it? Yeah, you could go back and look, but it's not going to give you the same feeling. But every time I remember when I was at a concert and I was in it just with the vibe of the artist, I could feel it. I'm there again. But through the shit, I can't. It's like, oh, that was cool. Like, I remember that. So I'm not the one that I don't like share my life. I wouldn't let a stranger in my house, like in real life. So it feels weird to be like in my bed, like y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people do, just like share their whole fucking life. Like, I'm not that person. Like, introvert, I keep it close to me. Like, so I'll share some shit. Like Matt said, it's like good shit. Like, shit that I want to remember, shit that I want to display. There's some shit that will be public, but I'm not that dude to be everything.
Every day waking up, hit the alarm clock, and it's just what's up, guys?
And really, just I'm trying to get over my phone addiction too, because I think, well, I mean, either way, we're merging with technology anyway, right?
Well, that's where it's the double-edged sword, because if you want to be up to date with the rest of the world and you know what I mean, like have access to the same tools, you kind of have to find that balance of, you know, and I think social media is really the main issue, you know, when it comes to mental health and the cell phone. Like, if you subtract social media from it, it's a very powerful device that's
because I just listen
pretty much necessary.
I listen to other people smarter than me talk.
That's very true.
That's what I listen to. Like, if it's not some music, and I rarely listen to music, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I listen to too much music. I'll pay my Tidal subscription before I'll pay my cell phone bill.
Well,
I listen.
How would you use your Tidal if you don't have your cell phone?
If I'm in Wi-Fi, because I have an iPhone.
That's pretty.
Which is a good amount of places. Yeah.
That's true.
And then I can go in my offline playlist on there. And if I'm in Wi-Fi and I choose my offline playlist and just keep that album going, I can leave and it'll play that album wherever my destination is. I just have to be okay with not turning anything off.
Yeah.
But there's a couple albums that I can like run cover to cover, so I'm straight.
Yeah, there's a few, but I don't know. I get in my modes. I like to find new artists that I've never heard.
My Pandora channel is popping on a couple couple channels just because I've liked and disliked so much shit over the years that like it's now just I can just keep on just thumbs up, like they got me. So
Curated to perfection.
So every once in a while, you know what I'm saying, they'll feel saucy and throw me a new artist. And like, yeah, that's kind of how I'm finding my new go-tos as of right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just get my modes where I'll just listen to maybe an album that I'm really into or a couple songs. I make a playlist, like I made a dope playlist. A5, check it out on Apple Music.
Oh, A5?
A Vibe.
A Vibe. Okay, I heard 5. It's Vibe.
You know the A is for A Vibe, that's A Vibe. We're gonna get into the vibe one day.
Notice, concentrate on certain key phrases in that last. You said one day.
But yeah. So I guess that that opening right there, that was how my week was.
Just a whole lot of contemplation on.
Yeah, a whole lot of
what you
contemplation.
would say.
You know, I'm on a never-ending quest to better myself. Like I think everybody should.
100%.
So just learning and growing. Other than that, I've seen some dope Netflix shows. Have you guys seen Chambers? You haven't seen it.
No.
I haven't watched it.
It's like,
I almost watched it the other day.
I asked a few people and nobody has seen that. Other than my mother. She's the only person I asked. I was like, have you watched Chambers? She was like, yeah, I just started. We started on the same week, which was weird.
That's lit.
Yeah.
That's honestly not really weird at all.
And then everybody
that's
I
the
asked
connection.
hadn't seen it. She was like, everybody I asked didn't see it either. I'm glad we could talk about it. I was like, yeah. That's not how my mom sounds. I don't know why we had a voice.
I was about to say, your mom sound like the 1970s mailman, bro. I'm glad we can talk about it. It's like, your mom had that much bass, bro.
Alright, I'm sorry, Mom. She listens every week. She's gonna get a good crack out of that one. But anyway,
that's awesome.
so we were watching that. I guess I can't tell you too much, but I'll tell you the premise of the show.
Okay.
It's about this girl that has a heart attack and gets a heart transplant. And then when she gets a heart transplant, she starts having like memories of this other girl or whatever, and
oh shit! Okay.
A bunch of weird shit that goes on.
I like that plot.
She has to figure out how the girl died and who her friends were. You know what I'm saying? The real story behind what's going on, because
that's
like
lit.
you heard the cellular memory.
Right.
It's like when people get other body parts from other people, then they, I started craving French fries. I never liked French fries in my life. That type of shit.
Right.
Yeah. So that's
I like seeing like their memories and shit.
Yeah.
Like that. You see that the Joe Rogan, that CT Fletcher.
Yeah, man. That was a great episode.
Bro. That was insane.
That shit was insane because I watched that show I started watching that show like a week before Joe had that podcast. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like, this is like exactly what I was watching. So
that's
CT
crazy,
Fletcher,
bro.
if you don't know, CT Fletcher, he was a world champion power lifter. He was huge.
And he held like the world record at bench press for like a pretty long time.
Yeah, and he ended up having heart issues. He ended up having a couple, I know at least one open heart surgery where he flatlined 3 times on the table.
Damn.
Yeah. And then he still survived that, and then he had
That's so
another
crazy.
heart attack. And then after that heart attack, he got a heart transplant. But not just any heart. He got a woman's heart. A woman that's not much younger than him, and he said he's like
around the same
60.
age.
Yeah, they said they're around the same age. So he's like, he got an old lady's heart.
And the doctor straight told him, yo, that heart is too small for you. He's like, why'd you put it in my chest?
Yeah.
He was like, to save your life. That's it. That heart was there. We put it in. Deal with it. And that's pretty much the conversation that they had in that show. Like,
Yeah, and then
what? Like, I just got a tiny heart. Like, what are you trying to say to me right now? Like, what are you trying to say to me?
Yeah, so then that's where it kind of gets a little bit weird because he says that he has a feeling, he doesn't know for sure, but he has a feeling he knows who she is. And he sees her memories and shit.
That's wild.
He said he has a very strong feeling that she's an Oriental lady and he wants to find out if he's right. Because if he's right, then he thinks that he actually can see her memories. And he said he talks to her and she helps him out. Like, come on, lady, I need you to help me out when he was like getting back into walking and shit.
Lifting and stuff like that.
Yeah, so. But it was a really great story because he gets into, about dying and how he died. He's officially flatlined 5 times total. And then he said there was...
How do you even say that in reference to a human? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. 5, you're gone. You're gone 5 times. He has probably a really good comprehension of the afterlife. Or at least like a solid image where he can piece things together. To go to a place, if you go to an amusement park, pick an amusement park, go to it 5 times, you probably have a pretty good idea of that amusement park at the end of that.
Yeah,
that's big shit.
It's extremely peaceful. He's like, the last time, basically right before he had his heart transplant, he said he died. He said he knew when he was about to die. He's like, you can tell when he was like, oh, well, this is it. And the only thing that he could say was his wife's name, and then pulled the plug. He said it explained like an old TV, like just goes in when you turn it off.
That's crazy.
And then he said he was just
that's
there,
like
wherever there is. He said it was so peaceful and everything was lifted off of him, all fear. He said even now he no longer fears death, like, because he knows that there's something else after this. He said, I know it for a fact. I've been there, which is pretty fucking crazy. Which kind of gave me some peace too, like to hear his story and feel how real he felt it was.
Right. I was about to say, he spoke from such a place of like calm truth in the interview that I felt, I definitely felt a vibe from him that it was just like we talk about physics or math.
Yeah, the way you could tell he was so grateful. Like he's like, but it was cool, but I like living too. I wouldn't want to live to 100 because I wouldn't mind going back one day. He said he was so happy that when he woke up from dying, he was laughing because he was so peaceful on the other side. He's like, I want to live some more years.
Can you imagine, first off, I mean, that's kind of like a cool story. Like, that really is a cool story, but like, how, like, earth-shatteringly creepy is that to understand that, like, this dude is dead and then just... and he's back? Like, what are you talking about? That is the most insane. That's burned into your mind for the rest of your life. You can't unsee a man laughing himself back into this realm.
That's pretty
That's pretty insane, dude. Like,
you have a good time, bro.
Bro, like, I'm like, you are instantly the most gangster person I've ever met or ever will meet. Ever. Like, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that was
big shouts out to C.T. Fletcher.
Yeah, C.T. Fletcher. He's gonna say one day. I mean, he's little by little he's gonna live some more. He'll always have to take medicine so the heart doesn't get rejected. But he's defying the odds, man. That's some shit that needs to be highlighted, man. That man's story is crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
When you ask him how he's doing or how he is, he always says he's blessed. And the thing is, he's not religious. He said he's a man of extreme faith, but it's not really religion. He doesn't believe in religion, which was interesting because how much he was referencing God. And at the beginning, and then he kind of cleared it up in the middle. I thought that was a pretty dope one.
That's super interesting because faith, just the word faith in itself is so closely attributed to religion
Yeah.
that even non-religious people, when they hear have faith, they immediately think, oh yeah, have faith in what? You know what I mean? Like in yourself. You know what I mean? Like I'm just referring to you, man. Like, you know, but like even that, it's so closely attributed, that name, that word to, you know, that genre.
And like God straight to, like, it gets attributed straight to religion. And that's
right.
Like, I don't believe in religion either, but I believe there is a higher power, something that I'm kind of with Joe. Joe was like, yeah, man, I don't know. That's what I'm on. Like, nobody really knows, like, because what if you're bashing religion your whole life and then you have to go face God? And you're like, oh shit.
In the moment, you're wrong.
I don't believe there's a personified entity, you know what I mean? Like, that people like often view as a god. I feel like it's more of like an energy force, and I think the most similar thing I could compare it to, I may have referenced this before though, is electricity. You know what I mean? The way electricity flows through devices and powers devices, like when these lights turn off, that electricity goes back to the source and, you know what I mean, gets redistributed to something else. And I feel like life operates very similarly to where, you know,
like it is an energy that creates and shifts whatever this experience is. And I think that we can, like, this specific, like, consciousness, being a person, being a human being, I feel like your specific energy, your soul, whatever, it needs that experience so it could pop you in and out. You live a life to learn from it, to go be better. You go back to the energy.
I think
Lights
personally
turn out,
it's just experience, you know, like just to feel and do something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
like,
trying to. The shit is so advanced that it's shifting this to where it's making the energy feel. It's, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird to explain, but
yeah,
people understand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a puzzle piece.
Right.
You know what I mean? And understanding the bigger picture outside of your piece is essentially the key in that, you know? But you don't necessarily get to that level unless you start even acknowledging that there's a piece beyond yours. You know what I mean?
True.
I feel you on that.
I think I believe in like unity, like in terms of like at some point I feel all life is a singular being.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're
about
just
the
like
ants.
branches of that, you know, like.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, in fact, that's like one thing I remind myself if I ever like feel any existential like anxiety about like death and the temporary existence that life is, you know, I just remind myself that I'm just a branch on a tree, you know, like when I'm done with this lifetime, that's not the end of my experience as a being overall, you know?
Right, because you are being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, energy can't
100%.
be destroyed nor created.
Yep.
Everybody that's been to science class knows that.
Do you
It
believe?
just is.
Do you believe in the next life?
I believe in reincarnation. I believe you have more than one life. I believe that there's young souls and old souls. Because sometimes I just look at people, I'm going to get off my own.
Well, if energy can't be created nor destroyed, how would any soul be older or younger than another?
That's right. Damn, you're right. That pokes a hole.
Because maybe
they have
age is relative.
this
Age is
experience.
relative to the spinning of this planet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's technically
I don't know
what
how many
considers
times
old
they
or
have
young,
a human being.
and that scale is
Yeah.
just this Earth.
Okay.
Exactly. So
I
it's
feel
how
that.
many times they've been here on Earth and experienced
I
this
feel
culture.
that. Okay.
Because everything has energy, right? I mean, even if, regardless if you think a lizard has consciousness or not, I mean, it has,
Well, I believe
that makes it go.
anything, you know what I mean, that
Yeah.
has a brain is capable
I
of
feel like this Earth
consciousness,
has a consciousness.
and inevitably would have to have consciousness, yeah.
There's a bigger consciousness that we can't connect to, and that kind of goes back to our ancient people theory that could have been more advanced than us, because they were more connected to nature. I feel like I don't know. I wasn't alive back then, but
Well, again,
Right.
you know, if you believe in singularity, like the Earth would just be an extension of ourself, so inevitably it would be conscious. You know what I mean? So.
And of course,
anything alive would contain consciousness if we're.
Yeah, just because we can't understand. We know that dolphins could talk back and forth. We admire how smart dolphins are, but why can't we think that a spider that could make a dope ass web? Oh no, that's just its nature. Like, how do you not know that a spider's not an artist and has a passion? It sounds sarcastic, but it could be real. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what if I came back as Charlotte, bro?
it's just we only have comprehension of what is around us based off of the tools that we've given ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only until we expand that tool belt then we'll be able to actually do some things. Like, what I mean by that is, like, right now we use math, physics to understand our universe around us as a physical universe, what happens in movement, and so, you know, obviously survival, but just like having a greater understanding. But I feel like there's a lot more elements that go into our reality that go past that.
We only
and we can't measure those things with these tools.
That's a good
We
segue.
need new tools to understand more of
And
what
I
we
feel
have
like
here in reality.
We have the gateways. Let me stop everything right now. Shout out to motherfucking my home state of Colorado. Decriminalize psilocybin mushrooms.
Yo,
Let's give a motherfucking hand. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Crazy.
Hey,
I'll clap, but I don't even know how I feel about it.
I've been thinking about this lately, bro. It's just what you were talking about. We're getting to a different level of consciousness. I feel like if we use these gateways, right? Let's explore this other realm and figure out how to measure them. That's inevitably what we're gonna do, right? That's what we want to do. We're gonna figure out a way to measure them. If we keep on taking the trips, maybe that's what the ancient people did. They figured it out, or they somehow figured something out, and they're one with the universe. I hate to keep on bringing it up, but I keep on bringing it up. It's the ancient people, bro. They're smarter than us.
I think they were just more open-minded,
See,
and that
Well,
allowed.
and I think more intuitively connected
With
to
the
the
earth.
singularity of life. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
whereas
What this
now
is,
we're
like-
a little more separated from that harmony that, you know, I
And
think
it takes,
ancient
like,
civilizations
disasters to
had
figure-
with their environment.
For us to
Right.
figure it out. It takes like a cataclysm for us to figure out that it's bigger than all of us. Like, it's bigger than just one person. It's we have to get together, but we created these imaginary lines.
Well, it's because, I was about to say,
each other.
power comes from division.
There's
You know what I mean?
corruption, man.
The foundation of power is the division of masses. But yeah, I definitely understand.
But if we
because
could figure
we
out-
had a lot less to distract us back in those times. You know what I mean? Obviously, those times are what we would have considered primitive. So, like, they didn't have the need or the same wants or aspirations as we did, because we now have the opportunity to be worldwide. You know what I mean? They focused on what was around them, what was family, what was true communication, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of them naturally more were in tune with the earth, were in tune with their own frequency and like the frequency of others.
But we're gonna keep on studying. First psilocybin, next gonna be MDMA.
That
and
is
then
so
next gonna be
crazy.
DMT.
Colorado, what do you think that's going to do to your driving records out there? Like, do
But
you
see,
think that
No, but
people
see, I
are
don't
not, that's not going
think that you.
to destroy some things along the way?
Yeah.
There's going to be a learning curve to the legalization of shrooms
Well,
in
so like,
Colorado.
because they're not legal, they're just decriminalized.
Yeah.
So like, you're not gonna go to jail for having mushrooms, basically, even though it's
Yeah.
technically not legal still. So
They have it as the lowest priority, basically. It's still illegal if you're under 21 and you use or possess shrooms. But if you're over 21,
But it's like having like cigarettes. They'll just be like, take them from you and be like, stop that shit.
I don't know, maybe. But I don't think it's as big as an issue. Have you ever wanted to take shrooms and go driving?
no,
Like-
people
No.
I know that have done it like do it very well. So
Yeah, and
That's hilarious.
I think with this is the first step to having.
'Cause they're in a
You have to
spaceship.
have
They're not
sinners
crash
for
a
sure.
spaceship.
I know people who like go on road trips and they'll take shrooms or acid just because it'll help them like stay awake for longer periods of time when
You
they're
can
tired.
microdose
If they're getting
shrooms.
tired, just eat some mushrooms or some acid and you're wide awake.
Like, a lot of people,
That's
shrooms
crazy.
maybe have a bad rap because you think, oh, you just eat a couple shrooms and you're seeing shit and you're in a whole different world, tripping out, bugging. But it's not like that. If you take a lighter dose, I took like a gram before and I just felt good. I felt happy. I felt the vibrations of things around me. Like, I felt like a tree was mean mugging me at one point because I was smoking weed in front of it.
One of my
I mean, that
strongest
kinda makes
mushroom
sense.
trips was off of 0.9. But supposedly
Really?
there were some crazy strong mushrooms.
Oh, there are some crazy strong mushrooms.
But it was 0.9 and it was like, first of all, it took like 3 or 4 hours to kick in. And
Jesus, that is for sure a
I
surprise.
I thought I wasn't going to trip. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't eat enough. So I left the party, I went home, and I'm trying to go to bed, and I was a little hungry, so I'm like, whatever, I'm going to eat a little bit, and I ate something before I went to bed, and as soon as I felt that hit my stomach and start digesting, the trip started, and I'm laying in bed trying to go to sleep, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is just the peak, you know what I mean? Like, so I tried to wait it out and take a shower, and I'm like, oh, no, man, this is just starting. It was
That's
like
awesome.
1 a.m. My dad was sitting in the living room watching TV, and I'm just walking out the house in a hurry. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Taking the dog for a walk. Forgot to walk her today."
He's like, you're not even bringing the dog, man. He's like, the dog's still here.
Yeah.
That was gone, bro.
Mushrooms are cool, man. I didn't do mushrooms.
I'm a pretty big fan of mushrooms.
So I was like 20 years old. No, I did them in high school, but I didn't do enough to actually see shit. But the first time I like ate an 8, that was the craziest shit I ever experienced in my life. I probably said it on this podcast before, I don't know. But I was walking slow motion through time.
Through time.
Yeah, like since the Big Bang, I was just watching everything. And my homie that didn't even eat the shrooms with me, he was with me. It's like, hey, yo, Tom, you see that? We was just walking. And then, I don't know,
So,
it was a lot. It was
Tom,
a huge
who
trip.
didn't eat the shrooms.
And I pulled him and the homie Shane into my trip because I was speaking on some real shit. All right, so I'll probably explain this, but I'll try to explain. It's hard to explain. So I was here. I kept on snapping back into this reality, but I would go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? To other places, like fast, and it would just flash, and I would be there for I don't know how long, and I had to keep on. Through the whole night, I was asking him, I was like, I'm here, right? Like, I'm here. Because I had to keep on coming back here to realize that, okay, this is my base reality. This is
right.
where I have my consciousness of who I am or whatever. I don't want to leave this forever. I want to keep on exploring, but I have to remind myself, I'm here, right? So I kept on going, and I realized that I was like, came to the conclusion that we're all just figments of each other's imagination. Like, you create these people that you're close to in your mind to help you. You ever notice that a lot of people you're around kind of have, at least in my life, that's what I can speak from.
Yeah.
A lot of people in my life have qualities that I wish I had. So I was like, you create those people to learn from them. And in your head, they're helping you become you, and then
Right.
and then like the crazy shit of what you see is not what I see at all, because
Chair theory.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, we say chair, and we both can agree that we are thinking of a chair right now.
yeah,
But what chair are you thinking
Yeah.
of? If I'm thinking of an old wooden chair, you may be thinking of a leather chair or Game of Thrones.
or even
throne
just
or-
if I say the color green, there's no way I can know that you see the color green. We could agree upon it, but maybe your color green looks like red to you.
That's, yeah. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. It's just a weird, crazy trip that by the end I wish would stop. Because we watched Heavy Metal. Don't ever watch that movie on shrooms. And then we watched The Wall.
don't ever watch that movie. I mean, it depends on your taste.
I was
but
bugging anyway.
If you're new to shrooms, avoid seeing Pink Floyd The Wall. Avoid seeing.
Have you ever even heard of that movie, Heavy Metal?
No.
It's a weird ass movie, and I was bugging. So we started it when I wasn't even, before it kicked in. We put them in some McDoubles and smashed real quick, and then we was like, all right, let's wait a couple minutes, smoke whatever. Then we sat down and started watching the movie, and then I don't know how long it was into the movie. I
said it could have been immediate.
Still to this day, I don't know if what I watched was actually in that movie. Because I was bugging. Because I was seeing shit the whole time.
That's hilarious.
And then, after that movie,
time.
then we watched The Wall. Then we went out on the balcony and we used to smoke some weed and shit. And then I was really bugging. And that's when I went into that's when I brought everybody into the trip. They was like, yo, I kind of feel like I'm tripping now. Because I was just like, kept on going and going and going. And like, bro, but I was that dude that night.
It's always fun to take that role on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody, please be that dude in that moment. Just once in your life. And when I say that, I'm talking about that person that just fully accepts the trip, the moment, and you just nosedive down that rabbit hole just one time in your life and just see where it takes you.
I'm like, all right, I'll be right back.
Most of the time, it's an epiphany.
And then I would forget what I was talking about because I would be having epiphanies, and then my mind would just shoot off to wherever the fuck. Yeah.
That's dangerous.
So shrooms are fun. But then, you got to do shrooms in a controlled environment. I think the legalization of shrooms eventually will bring in, you got to hit shamans and shit, you know what I'm saying? There will be centers to where you could do this safely in a controlled environment. But, I mean, you could let people do it at their house, but once too much.
Well, that's also a control.
But I don't think decriminalizing shrooms is gonna make more people do shrooms. I feel like that's one of them things that you either want to do or you don't want to do.
I feel like there are definitely people that are on the fence and the decriminal, which is okay. Like,
but I think everybody should try shrooms.
This is I
in
feel
a safe environment.
It's a good thing.
I think everybody should try it because you'll figure out you don't know what the hell's going on, and then it'll humble you, and then you'll try to become a better person. I think I like really introspective.
Shrooms in a nutshell. He said, you really won't know what the hell's going on, and then you will try to find yourself being a better person.
Yeah.
Which honestly is shrooms in a nutshell. There have been a couple incidences that come to my mind that have been super shaping for me. You know what I mean? Certain realizations and stuff like that I was on shrooms, but they were real ass truths, and they still are to me. You know what I mean? And that's a really interesting thing. I feel like drugs and hallucinogens just take you further away from the third dimension. You know what I mean? Because right now we are all presiding in the third dimension, and I feel like going into the fourth dimension is a completely different element, landscape, math, physics is just different over there. Like everything.
So once we're gonna figure out peace, and the real one is DMT, but we're not gonna get into that.
That one's a little bit crazy. But you need
to do it.
DMT is like taking a rocket ship and flying away from the line of the third dimension. Shrooms is like taking like a really good step, like a really good step. And if it's like an 8, you're kind of like 2 foot jumping off the dimension.
It varies because
acid's like getting on a bike.
Some shit is different because that time I tripped out, like the homie said he said he never had shrooms that were that powerful. Cause him and his girlfriend ate it with me, and they were bugging the fuck out too. They were on their own little trip, and I was on my shit.
Word.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's some plants that break that mold. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like
There's some cow
weed.
shit that makes the dopest shrooms you have ever ate in your motherfucking life. There's some cow shit sitting right now that'll blast you off the motherfucking high space in the middle of the goddamn universe.
You know those goddamn Clyde. Clyde out there makes the best shrooms. That's why we haven't killed him yet.
Whoa.
Clyde's given us some of the best shrooms we've ever had. No, but seriously, it's just like weed. Like, every once in a while, there'll be super strains that will just like, have you ever thought you were tripping off of some really good weed? I know that's happened to me. Like, I've gotten like trip level paranoia, or I've gotten like, I can't stop moving this leg, or like, I feel like my head floating if I don't look at the rest of my body, if I don't have my body in my vision frame, you know what I'm saying? There's like, there's a couple like trip things that I've
When I
happened.
first started smoking, I remember one time, me and my brothers had a snow day, or we just had a day off of school, and we got high as fuck. And I was laying on top of the stairs in my coat, and my eyes were closed, and my brother was just playing this smoke CD. It had a bunch of Bone Thugs and a bunch of different all
Sure, Blueberry
smoking
Young
weed
Young was
songs.
on
Thank
there.
you. Yes, all that shit. That shit was on. And I was like seeing I was just laying there with my eyes closed, just seeing patterns and shit.
That's
seeing
dope.
music.
That could have been your first experience in meditation without even realizing you were doing it.
Possibly. All right, let's get off this drug talk. They probably think we talk about drugs too much.
I mean, maybe, but there's something about it. You know, I feel like it hits home for me just because, like I said, you know, the experiences.
Did you see the new Sonic trailer?
Yeah, I mean, there's hope in it because of Jim, but
That's the only reason I was.
yeah, man. I mean, like, they better do this re-imaging right, because the whole production team, they were like, okay, we got it, we're redoing Sonic.
Yeah, for those that don't know, the new Sonic the Hedgehog live action movie trailer dropped like last week, and everybody was in an uproar. Well, in a tiffy. What is that?
And a Tiffy.
Is it Tiffy?
This is a Tiffy.
Tiffy. Everybody threw a hissy fit about how Sonic looks. He does look kind of weird. There are a lot of people said he looks like
all
a
beady
kid.
eyed and like weird limb looking, bro.
Yes,
it was
human
weird,
teeth.
bro.
He's like shaped like, they said he looked like a toddler in like a jumpsuit, basically.
Haven't they learned from Marvel to just like do the character? You don't have to make him look modern or make him appeal to liberals or like, you know, you don't have to make him appeal to any certain demographic. Like, just do
Make
it.
Sonic.
Just make Sonic.
Yeah, they're,
and everybody who's a nerd in Sonic will make everybody else love it.
Did you see the mock-up of some dude put out his rendition of
Yes.
it? And it looked way better because it looked like actual Sonic. Like, they try to go, oh, this is the real world look. Like, this is how he would look if it was real. No, just give us the cartoon character looking in CGI and we're good.
I think
Have him run fast.
Well, he didn't even look that real either, like in
Yeah.
terms of physics. Because like I watched a video where like actual CGI artists were breaking down like why he didn't look real, and they're talking about how like he was way oversaturated. They're pointing out like the highest saturated points of the shot are like far less saturated than Sonic himself. So like, and his light physics just weren't right. So it's like there was a lot of things that.
I'll have to watch that.
That's interesting.
You know, they're obviously CGI. You know?
Yo, those animators are eating crow right now. Like, they straight had like an Ivy League board meeting breakdown on how these niggas fucked up. But it's okay, like, learn from your mistakes. It looks like they're going back to the drawing board, so hopefully they take a few tips from YouTube and Twitter and everybody who's giving the opinion of just saying do something.
I mean, the majority of people that, I mean, you always see more negative shit on the internet, but there was a lot of people that did not like that shit.
It was general.
The director even came out, he's like, we're gonna fix it. Like, damn.
Good.
Shit.
And it's just, it literally
Because they
makes
gotta
no
make
sense.
that money, you know what I'm saying?
That's the
Like,
number
you can't
one
just
way.
miss out on that shit. Like,
Right.
you have to fix it. You can't just be like, well, fuck y'all gonna come see it or you ain't? Nah.
Bro, and I feel like
you gotta make that shit right. But that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't know how far in production they are, but it comes out soon, doesn't it? Like,
I
mean,
think
they
like
dropped
the fall or in the
second
summer. Like
that's so crazy.
Like they are definitely on a tight timeline for CGI artists.
Yeah.
Like, that team is probably stressed.
So
right
yeah.
That's the number one.
Maybe they already.
I feel like for.
They
a
probably already have a
franchise.
couple versions of him. They're probably gonna go back to an older version. Like, oh, let me see if this one works. Just skinny his legs. I don't know, but I think a live action Sonic is stupid as fuck in the first place. That's not something I have ever wanted. Nothing
Yeah, I
I've ever
agree.
thought about. Like, oh yeah, you know what would be dope? A live action Sonic.
I was about to say, growing up in the little kid conversations of like what you can't wait for to be a live action for, Pokemon definitely came up. Which, yeah, I saw that recently. That was pretty dope.
That shit.
Detective Pikachu was lit.
That shit.
They
was
did their
hard.
thing on that.
Hey.
You know what I mean? And like a live action Dragon Ball Z, which we have, and it's terrible. They need to redo it.
Yeah, live action Street Fighter. Whack.
Wow.
Mortal Kombat. I was into it because it was Mortal Kombat.
The first Mortal Kombat.
It doesn't hold up.
Amazing.
It doesn't hold up.
The second Mortal Kombat was so bad that it was.
Was that when you turned
comical.
into the dragon?
Yeah. That was so bad. We
Annihilation?
Yeah, Annihilation.
Oh, no.
Yo, if you haven't seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation, purely for the comedic side of things, go watch that movie. It's
Don't waste your
so
time.
bad, it's good.
Y'all know how big I am and not watching shit to waste my time. Don't waste your time on that.
Oh no, it's good.
No, it's fine.
It's a classic.
Don't. So how do you feel about there's gonna be a live action Rugrats movie? I've never wanted that one either.
I'm a little curious.
So is it gonna be actual baby? No, I don't want it. Cause look, I was Rugrats all day. That was my shit, bro.
Yeah.
Out of everything, I'll be on the Rugrats, fam. When the movie came out, I cried my ass off. When Dill had threw the bottle at Tommy and shit. Oh,
You talking about in the woods?
yeah.
Yeah, they had the bond out there.
Yeah,
Where
but
the
that was
wolves
a
got
good movie, man. Yeah, but what the hell are you gonna make a goddamn rug? No, I don't want to see it.
How is it gonna look? Is it gonna be more
That's what
like?
I'm saying. It's gonna be like.
Are they gonna get real babies and
Yeah.
they're gonna do like a baby geniuses thing where like they just like make the mouse move, or are they gonna like
It'd probably be
half
all
CGI babies?
It'd probably be all CGI.
All CGI babies.
Yeah.
So
where does it
whole
stop?
Movie CGI.
Yeah, so where does it stop? And then
No.
that's not a live action.
It wouldn't all be CGI. It'd be like Lion King. You know what I mean? Like, that's almost entirely CGI, but it looks real. Like, if you get the right team on it, the realism behind CGI.
A
is
CGI
incredible.
human baby though, I feel like we would know the difference.
Well, they
No.
got the team from.
If they get the right team to do it, like the people that did Pirates of the Caribbean or something like that, like you won't know.
Well, the director is the dude that did
That's
Diary
crazy.
of a Wimpy Kid. They just signed him on.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I'm just so.
it's in the hands of
Didn't do bad numbers.
I'll hold.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
I'll hold my words until I see at least a.
If
preview
they execute,
of
it'll
the
be
trailer.
super dope. If they execute, it'll be dope.
Okay, that would be kind of dope because if they start making it now, the only reason I would be excited for this, okay, is for my kids because my son is 3, my daughter's 5 months, so it'd be they're about to start it now. It'd be in about 2-3 years at the most, right? If they're on it like that.
Maybe.
Shit. Then I could bring my daughter and my son. I'd be like, yo, this is what I was on, but this is the bootleg version. Check it out.
But here's the thing that starts the trend though, because if this does hit well, because we all really, as 90s kids, we want this to do extremely well. Blow up that film, because then people will be like, it's a cool thing to do really good adaptations of 90s cartoons, and then that era starts.
You know
What
what? They
live
should have
action
started
cartoon?
with Angry Beavers.
What live action cartoon do you want to see? Angry Beavers would be
You think
dope.
they're still gonna make Rugrats sequels until it gets to All Grown Up?
Oh God, I hope
Did you
not.
watch All Grown Up?
I
I watched it on
All Grown
GP,
Up.
son. On
I did.
GP because it was the Rugrats. I was like, yo, let me check this out. And then, you know what I'm saying? I was getting all this. I was like, this shit kind of whack, bro.
All Grown Up didn't have the same
ain't
pizzazz. It didn't have the same pizzazz.
No, it had a different vibe, but it was for a different crowd. It was for that preteen crowd, bro. It didn't have the pizzazz because it's not babies going on a mission. It's
Facts.
real life preteens going through real life middle school drama.
No thanks, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Give me the circus in my backyard. That's what I want to see. And they better come with some grand ass visuals if they're doing that Rugrats live action. Like the mission that they're on better be perilous. All right.
I'm legit excited to see that, honestly, because if they do that right,
I want to know if it's all CGI or if it's real baby. I want to see what the concept.
They're not gonna use
it will
real
have
babies.
to be. It would have to be
tough to
CGI.
use real
real
babies, and then you
babies.
can only have them on set for like 10 to 15 minutes.
And you know
at a
what I'm
time.
thinking
Then
too?
you have to keep switching babies, and it's not realistic.
Another
They're
thing
gonna
I'm thinking
CGI.
about, the eccentric ass fucking adventures that they used to go on. There's no way that you could.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
It's all CGI, no doubt.
Yeah, because even like, Tommy was barely one. Chucky was oldest, he was 2. And Tommy was walking and all kinds of shit. All the babies were walking and talking. So yeah, I can see CGI, or maybe it'll be real babies, but when they go on their adventures, it flips.
I gotta show you all the
CGI
video I
babies.
watched of those CGI artists critiquing other like big CGI scenes, because
Yeah.
there's some scenes that they critique where you wouldn't even know they were CGI.
I want my Rugrats
That's
to have
crazy.
big heads and
Yeah.
little necks still. That's all I'm saying.
Give me the head to neck ratio, and I'll feel way more comfortable about this. No, honestly, whoever's sitting at the creative helm of this movie, you got the world's balls in your hand, all right?
Yeah,
because if you
squeeze
get
it
this
too hard.
done, you can start the Nickelodeon Cartoon Network kid franchise. I'm telling you right now, a Courage the Cowardly Dog
I believe
show
they're doing the
movie
Legends
would
of the
be
Hidden Temple movie.
flame.
Think I
And he
heard
never
that.
talked, did he?
No.
So like it would. Yeah,
He
Thank you
never
very
talked.
much for that.
That'd be lit.
That'd be super late. And you know what? The soundtrack for that movie would have to be so hard, bro. They're gonna have to get like Massive Attack and like Flying Lotus and like weird motherfuckers to do that soundtrack.
I would
That'd be
love
exciting.
to see that happen.
Yeah, that'd be
fun.
super good. Courage, bro. A live action Courage would be
That'd be
so
Yeah,
dope.
That'd be a good one.
That'd be so. Or fucking the live action Kids Next Door. Just give it to me.
I
really?
I wasn't big into that one, but
Kids Next
that
Door would be
was
super
pretty
I
dope.
don't know if I've ever seen it.
And
Okay.
Eddie, that's a divisive one. A lot of people thought that it was stupid. I thought it was funny.
A live action Ed, Edd n Eddy, I feel it could be a lot more darker than
Oh yeah.
want it to be.
You know, I remember watching Ed, Edd and Eddy, but I don't like remember it. You know what I mean? I couldn't.
Yeah.
I remember what they did in that show.
Well,
other than
they
big,
just
big
wanted to
ass
get
jawbreakers.
Right.
Yeah,
So
like that's
It was just schemes for jawbreakers
Yeah.
and other neighborhood fuckers.
I put my kids on and I was watching. I was like, it doesn't really have a story to it. Every episode is its own little thing. There's, the common things that happen throughout pretty much every show.
Right.
It's like they're all basically trying to figure out how to get money for jawbreakers, or jawbreakers
that's-
for money, and then they just get into a lot of dumb shit with the stupid kids around the neighborhood. And it just reminded my neighborhood when I was growing up, so I
Oh, yeah,
really
100%.
identified with it.
I had a nice neighborhood vibe. Everybody meshed with everybody in a certain way, whether you were the kid that, you know what I'm saying, it was just a lot. It was layered. I like my childhood neighborhood. But no, I personally, I would say Courage the Cowardly Dog would be super dope. Ed, Edd n Eddy. I think if they did the comedy the right way and they got like the right comedic minds on Ed, Edd n Eddy, that shit would be dope. Maybe a Fairly Odd Parents.
That would
Dexter's
be
Lab.
pretty cool. Ooh.
A Dexter's Lab.
Powerpuff
Literally.
Girls.
Powerpuff Girls would be hard as shit.
That'd be hard. Mojo Jojo.
Yo, Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls, like honestly, fuck all the rest of them. Cause like visually,
Yeah.
those would be super dope to watch.
Yeah.
That's super
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's a good point, man. Dexter's Lab,
You
they
wanna-
can do so much with that. Hopefully, they would incorporate robot dodgeball. You know what I'm saying? When he showed up on the court, you said, started waxing.
How about the new age Phineas and Ferb?
Ooh.
I never
I fuck
watched
with
it.
Phineas and
I
Ferb.
like
Watch that
Phineas and
show and you'll like it.
Really?
It's such a dope show. It's like almost the opposite of Ed, Ed, Ed. Like, but
They're just like
this kid
they
just
do
does dope shit
every day.
Yeah,
like regardless
it's
of how
summer
impossible
vacation.
it sounds, they just do some dope shit.
Yeah, and his brother doesn't talk, kind of like Courage.
And
Okay.
Perry the Platypus, like
Perry the
is my
Platypus
boy.
always goes on a crazy ass
Yeah.
mission, bro. When I started watching, I was probably over 16, 17 years old.
And you're like, this shit
I was
goes.
I was like, yo, what? I was hooked, bro. I had to watch that shit. That shit is so fucking funny.
I fuck
That's
with
dope.
that show.
That shit is hilarious.
I used
Watch
to have a
Phineas and
Perry the
Ferb.
Platypus hat.
Yo, Perry the Platypus is hard.
I
fuck
think
with
I
Perry.
remember.
Yeah,
Phineas is
hat.
funny
Yeah.
as fuck.
You probably do.
But yeah, they're on summer vacation, and every single day Phineas has a crazy ass mission to do something dope as fuck, and for whatever reason his parents never notice, and his sister's trying to snitch on him.
It sounds like Robin Big. You know what I'm saying? It sounds
No,
like,
it's way better than
Yeah.
Robin Big. No offense to Robin Big, but if
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if they made that a live action movie, you know how many movies you could make? Just in one day, he does some crazy ass shit
True.
throughout the city, fucks up the whole city. Somehow, by chance, it gets cleaned up. I don't want to tell you the plot. I guess I can tell you the plot. Perry the Platypus somehow, every time, defeats the doctor. I forget his name. See, I'm
Oh,
too
man.
big into fucking Phineas and Ferb. I'm sorry.
I love
And
it.
then
I was
somehow
about
the
to say,
city
he's
will
dedicated.
lift off in a giant air balloon. The whole fucking city. Nobody notices. Phineas does his whole fucking dope ass day, makes an amusement park or whatever it is, and by chance, somehow Perry the Platypus stops the doctor and the city goes back down. And right? No, Phineas and Ferb movie would be dope. What's the
What
doctor's
about
name?
a very seriously
It's
done?
Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
Oh yeah, Doctor.
Yeah,
Heinz
no
Doofenshmirtz.
fucking wonder you couldn't remember that one. That's a brain teaser in itself to pull that one back.
But he always has an evil plot in Perry the Platypus, which is Phineas's his pet platypus, but it's also a secret agent. Phineas doesn't know, but that's
Okay.
his arch nemesis. I was about to say arch nemesis, but it's his arch nemesis. You gotta watch the show. Sorry, I just gave the whole breakdown of every single episode.
I like it.
But
But
if that was a live action
with all
movie,
cartoons, there's like a basic plot
Oh, there's a
line that everything just
formula,
follows. Yeah, just follows it around. But honestly, a seriously done Ben 10,
Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom would be hard too. Yo, whoever's listening, all right.
Static Shock.
Just do what you need to do.
Static Shock. Was
Static Shock Big needs to come out.
Yeah, I feel it.
That goes without saying.
Okay, it goes without saying. We just said it. Anyway, I think that was a good topic. So yeah, comment on the YouTube video. What cartoon would you like to see put into a live action? We didn't even get into video games because I mean we want Mortal Kombat to be remade doper. But yeah, comment your favorite video game or cartoon that you would like to see. Oh, we didn't see a classic Rocket Power. We didn't say that one. Rocket Power, of course, goes without saying. That would be dope.
That would be tight.
Depends on what they do with it. I think it could be more.
Would you watch a TV show produced by Kanye about a Kanye in an alternate universe
No.
played by Jaden Smith?
Probably not.
A Kanye in an alternate universe.
Yeah, like
And it's Jaden Smith. No. Well, yeah, I probably would.
I would be interested.
Yeah.
Just because I'm interested.
I
in
probably
Jaden
would.
Smith.
I don't know if I'd finish the season out.
If
'Cause
Kanye's
I
writing
don't
and
know how
directing
Kanye-
it, I don't know
exactly.
about it.
Exactly. I
But
don't
if-
necessarily know about Kanye's writing ability.
But as
In that
far, it's just
category?
he's producing it with HBO. Is this a real thing?
Oh, so this is happening?
Yeah, Kanye is producing
Oh, goodness.
a show about
This is
Kanye
hypothetical.
from an alternate
Awesome.
universe on HBO starring Jaden Smith. Is what the word.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot.
I would watch
I'll
it.
give it a shot, Kanye. I want to see what you got. I think that would be
Are you gonna watch it? We gotta keep a thread. You know how we
I'll
be up
check
on
it
Game of
out.
Thrones.
I'll
We gotta
check
be-
it out. I like to see new shit, but I don't know if I like it. already. Based
It would
on
be
the
interesting.
idea.
I just wonder what the concept is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be like, oh, this is Kanye. I don't know what the hell Jaden Smith is going to be doing as Kanye West. I wonder if it's going to be a what if type show.
Right.
Like Kanye, what if his mom never died? Or you know what I'm saying? Type shit like that.
What if he stayed
I don't
in
know what
college?
the concept. Yeah, what if he stayed in college and didn't become a college dropout?
Right.
What if he didn't sample so much soul records?
What if he didn't get
produce his own
hit in that car accident and have to get his jaw wired shut?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
What if he didn't marry Kim Kardashian?
There you go.
I don't know. I would be interested.
I'm not
If
watching.
it's written and directed and produced by Kanye, I'm out all the way. Produced by Kanye, written and directed by other people, I am fine.
I think it's going to be an alternate universe where the world believes Kanye is as much as a genius as he believes he
I think
is.
he's gonna be an actual superhero.
That would be
Jaden Smith
hilarious.
as
If this was just a way for him to just
like a narcissist.
create a world. Okay, y'all motherfuckers won't love me. I'll create a world where everybody loves me.
it's gonna be Jaden Smith as
And it's gonna be
Hancock.
good for 5 seasons. Okay.
Kanye. He's gonna play a superhero.
That's crazy.
It's like, what's your
I
superpower?
I genuinely hope that's what it is. Because I'll watch all 5 seasons of that one. If he's just like Kanye's superpowers,
But
I'm watching that, bro.
everybody on the planet is gonna have superpowers, right? So he's gonna have to find a way to differentiate himself from everybody else.
Yes.
So he's gonna be this weird guy. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know about it. Like I said, if he writes and directs it, I'm out. But if it's dope, it's dope. We'll definitely keep it for the content, like we always keep up with the Game of Thrones every single week. So this is a segment I like to call the most comprehensive Game of Thrones breakdown you'll ever hear. So, you know, we do this every other week, and we actually missed this Friday. We're recording this on a Monday, so usually we would have done it before Sunday's episode, but we didn't, so last night's episode had already came out. So let's talk about the week before that with the Starbucks Cup. That was crazy, bro.
What happened with Starbucks?
There was a Starbucks Cup in the scene. You didn't see it?
No.
I know you were watching.
Oh man.
We were on FaceTime.
I'm glued. you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. People died, and
Yeah, I
I
couldn't
can't get over
believe. Like, remember when the dude said that thing, and then right after they killed him,
right.
I was like, what? And this is
And you never would have seen it coming.
Fuck! Spoiler alert.
Ever.
My bad.
Everybody
And then
dies.
No, don't tell him that. That was from this. Okay, well I guess it's Monday. What's the rules for spoiling Game of Thrones? Because people like live tweet shows and shit now.
That's true. I would say 3 to 5 hours after the episode is aired.
All right, so we're good. So
Yeah,
everybody died. Did you guys see
Everybody.
when the city burned down and
Yeah.
there was Aaron Rodgers out there?
Arya Stark turned into a dragon. That's why she was able to
Damn,
survive all of the seasons. She morphed herself and showed her true scales.
Did you know that Starbucks cup is a crucial plot point?
No, I didn't.
It wasn't just a mistake like the people said it was?
So that means that it's so far into the future, it's back to
It's strategic
prehistoric
marketing,
times.
bro.
It's back to
They worked out a
prehistoric
deal with
times.
Starbucks, right? And they put it in the shot, said it was an accident because they knew everybody was going to talk about it. So like, yo, free promotion for Game of Thrones. You just throw the Starbucks cup in there. People be like, what the fuck's going on?
I don't think that's what happened.
Oh, okay, it was an accident then. But I think that actually has to do something with time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we focus so much on ancient civilizations and how advanced people in the back where we don't understand how rudimentary future people are to us right now. Because we look at Game of Thrones like some back medieval shit, but what if it is actually so far in the future that
I think it's just
Starbucks
an
is
alternate
old
universe,
shit?
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It's an alternate universe, right?
That's what's happening right now.
Because there's no dragons in this universe. I know people say it's a timepiece. Why would there be a Starbucks cup in there? But what if it's a completely alternate universe, right? And there's a Starbucks cup in there because they just have a Starbucks out there, you know?
Because Lord Buxley said...
Ooh, Lord Buxley.
Lord Buxley was actually...
Have you heard about the King?
He had a side love for astronomy.
Mm-hmm.
And out there he was very vain.
Damn.
And he was naming all of the stars to a woman that he was trying to impress, and she said, "What's that star?" And he didn't know, so he lied and he said, "That's my star, it's Starbucks." And that was, and then he went into the coffee business, and that's how Starbucks was created back in the day.
All right, so that's the wrap up for the most comprehensive Game of Thrones breakdown you will ever hear. Make sure you come back in 2 weeks to hear our wrap up because I think they have 2 more episodes left. But I think we'll do our next episode before the last episode. So I'll let you know about that one. Yeah. So that was that. What else do we got? Chance brought back spicy nuggets.
You know what else we have.
I know what we have. But I'm trying to see what else. All right,
what else we have before that?
Yeah. Last question before we get into the end game. Klondike will give you lifetime supply of Klondike bars. If you name your baby Klondike, would you do it?
Are you kidding me?
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Or a lifetime supply of Klondike bars?
Nah.
If you name your baby Klondike, that's convenient. My baby was already going to be named Klondike. So this is now just a side benefit, which is great. Thank you, Klondike. I had no idea. Yeah. Dinner solved for a couple months in a row.
Have to have the baby by, but unless you get on it, you might be a little bit late for that.
What about if I legally change the name of a child already here?
I don't know if it works like that.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. Klondike, email me. We'll figure something out. Okay.
But it made me think. I definitely wouldn't name any of my children Klondike. But if there was one food in your life that you really like, that you would be willing to name your kid after, if you could have it unlimited for free for the rest of your life, what would it be? What would you sacrifice your kid's name?
Yeah, I was about to say, you know, I couldn't call my kid sausage pizza. I feel like that's a disloyalty thing. You know what I mean? Like you're disrespecting your kid for the rest of your life.
Is that your favorite thing?
But like, I would so eat sausage pizza for like a good majority of the rest of my life. If like there was no like negative health repercussions.
Without a doubt, name my child after my favorite sushi spot, which would be Yen. So.
Yen?
Yen, yeah.
So
he said,
I think that's cheating though. It has to be a food.
I'll marry all.
It would have to be sushi.
Yeah,
you gotta name your kid sushi.
Yeah,
okay, sushi. That's fine, cool.
You said I gotta make it work. All right.
That's kind of hard anyway.
I'll marry a Japanese woman.
Imagine that.
Sushi.
If it was a girl, I feel like that's.
He said, "Yeah, my daddy named me sushi because I'm raw."
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's a bar right there. Y'all ain't peep game. That's a bar.
That's super
I thought that was funny. What would I name my kid? For free, unlimited for the rest of my life.
That is really tough.
Crab legs. Crab legs. King
Fuck you over there, crab legs.
King crab leg. But King. Nickname King. But real name King Crab Leg. What up?
Get out of here,
I just call him Leg.
What up, Leg?
What's poppin' with your leg?
King Crab Leg. Such you King Leg.
That's so funny.
Man, but yeah, probably. Ooh, collard green. But
don't.
Damn.
You would literally want a lifetime supply of collard greens.
If I could eat collard, that would be so healthy too.
You're ridiculous, bro.
That would be so healthy though. Because I would still put the ham hocks in there. I would have my collard greens for the rest of my life without having to cook them unlimited for free. So that would be fire. Or chili, a well-balanced meal. I don't know. I guess
Bro,
I gotta choose one.
lasagna.
It'd probably be crab legs because them shits is expensive.
I'm
And I
out
can
here
have
choosing my
unlimited
top
crab legs for
foods.
the rest of my life. All I need is butter. That's all I need. Just give me a bucket of butter. And I just eat crab legs forever until I have too much mercury and I die. Do crabs have mercury?
This is gonna lead to a really gluttonous and quick death.
Oh, bruh. I would be so fat off all the butt. I would drink.
Like what arteries?
Like if I could
You know what I'm
afford
saying?
to eat crab legs every day, I probably would. But I would pair it with a steak. But I know. So if I had a second kid that I could name, it would be steak.
What steak? Don't play yourself. No, you have to choose the steak.
See, I'm
And
not quite. Ooh.
This is my 3-year-old
I'll be
filet
like,
mignon.
This is my 3-year-old filet mignon.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
this
it's my
is my-
3-year-old mignon.
And this is my 4-year-old king crab legs.
He said,
Crab, filet mignon. Come on, let's go.
and he said, and as you can see, we're eating right.
Right over here, man.
He said they never go hungry.
They never go hungry, man. So before we get into the end game, I want to keep the people that don't want to get it spoiled, that still haven't seen it yet. I want to sign out for them right now.
Oh
I
my
wanna save
gosh.
the spoilers for the
If
very
you haven't
end.
seen Endgame by now, I'm sure the spoilers don't even. You've seen them whether you want them to or not. If past the point of the Russo brothers lifted the spoiler ban.
What?
And
We
just
were
allow
we
the
were walking into
floodgates,
the movie
like-
theaters yesterday, and my youngest daughter, well, not my youngest, my second youngest daughter, she was like, she just said, I know Iron Man dies. I was like, hey, you can't be doing that. Like, we're at a movie theater. People are going to see that movie right now. You can't be spoiling stuff for some people. 'Cause some people get beat up for that. They're hearing about the
Absolutely.
stories about people, like, I
think it was
seen
a
the
dude in
video.
Japan.
You see the video of the kid socking the other kid in the face in school?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're going to ruin it? Oh, boy, I would be so hot. All right, before this wasn't supposed to be in the podcast, but we'll go into it. I
That's
seen this
super
article about the dude that got Infinity War spoiled for him. So this guy was just, posting on his Instagram, and some random asshole goes up and spoils Infinity War for him. So the guy that got it spoiled made friends with him. He added him and messaged him like, "Oh, I already seen it, ha ha ha." Cool. And then they started chatting back and forth, got each other's number, would send memes and shit back for over a year until Endgame. And this dude was plotting just to get him back the whole time. So when Endgame came out, he took videos and pictures, and as soon as he got out of the theater, he texted the pictures and videos with subtext about what was going on in the scene right there to this dude. It just ruined his life. He's like, man, why would you do that? I thought we were friends. He was like, nope. I've been trying to get you back for over a year. That's why you don't go around
crazy.
spoiling movies for people. Because I guess he had nothing. He didn't even know the dude. Just randomly went on his page because he said he was excited about the movie or whatever. And just commented the spoiler to Infinity War.
Oh my god.
So he plotted.
He plotted a year's worth of friendship.
That's some
with this dude.
petty shit.
Just to get his phone number.
That's
bro.
vicious.
That's crazy.
That's
the
vicious.
entire time, he's like, 6 more months. This motherfucker won't know what hit him. He was just the entire time just mustache twiddling, just getting ready to just fuck this nigga's life up.
Bro, 5 days, you ready? Yo, you see this?
Yo, have you seen this trailer?
Yeah, have you
Bro,
seen
this
this
trailer's
bro?
crazy. What do you think is gonna happen, bro? I
You
don't
see all
know,
the Easter
man.
eggs, fam? And then he said the minute, and he went on premiere night, the earliest he could. The
That's
minute he
so
got out, was
funny.
like, bloop, sent it. And he said, I even debated sending it before I did, but then I remember how upset I was when he ruined that movie for me. It's like, so, yeah, man.
There was a moment of bliss and innocence in his head before he went, nah. This fucker needs to burn. Send. That's so funny, man.
With this extensive spoiler warning here, definitely tune out if you don't want to hear how all of Endgame went, according to our I've seen it at least 3 times, our viewing. But I do want to end this segment of the podcast here with my never-ending quest to become a better person. I've decided to do away with the 2-week notice.
It's gone.
No more 2-week notice, people. I'm always trying to say I want to spread love and become more positive and be better. So I don't want to do 2-week notice anymore, because who are we to tell people they can't hang out with us? My motto is let them live. So I'm going to let people live. I'm going to stop talking bad about people, even if they do foolish stuff that looks silly.
Silly. You notice his vocabulary changes when he takes the higher road.
Yeah.
If you're thinking bad things, silly is not in your vocabulary. It's nowhere in your vernacular.
So I want to do a new segment called Flowers.
Flowers.
I want to give people flowers while they can still smell them. Because a lot of people, we don't learn to appreciate a lot of people until they're gone. And it's pretty sad. So
yeah.
I want to have a more positive segment. 2-week notice was funny. It was a very good idea for the name and for the concept. So if you guys do a bi-weekly podcast, feel free to use it. No shade here.
It's to the podcast ether.
Yeah, there we go. If you want to copy the 2-week notice or just take the idea and
it's
run
yours.
with it,
It's yours now. It was never really our idea.
Yeah, it was never really ours to begin with.
So we're giving flowers from this day forward. I like that. I like the idea of thinking more on the positive note. You know what I mean? Because to sit here and to try and put energy into the certain person that I want to shun, it can do something.
I was thinking we have really good podcasts. It usually starts off with some very positive shit, some deep thoughts and stuff like that. But with the 2-week notice, we're ending it off on a negative note. You can't end off on a negative note. And I think giving somebody flowers sends it off a better way. Sends out more positive vibes. And like I said, I'm on a never-ending quest to be a better person. So this is a part of that never-ending quest to be a better person initiative.
I like
Giving
that.
flowers. Did you want to go or I can go? You go?
I would like to. This is the first one for me, so I'd like to give flowers to my dentist because about 7 days ago I had emergency mouth surgery and.
What is your dentist's name?
Just fine.
You don't know your dentist's name.
Dr. Westergaard.
Shout out to Dr. Westergaard.
Off of Citrus Valley Dentistry out here in Mesa. So they're pretty dope.
Send them some flowers.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. So giving my flowers out to Dr. Westergaard.
Not actually.
I had no swelling like the next day, and I had a molar removed. So it's pretty lit. Yeah,
I'm
pretty
emergency
proud of him.
surgery on the mouth. So shout out to Dr. Westergaard. Westergaard your face.
And Dr. Bigler, which is the other co-doctor that's in there. He's a little bit more calm demeanor.
Dr. Bigler.
Yeah, he's actually pretty dope too.
Hey,
so big shouts out to Citrus Valley. They took care of me.
Yeah, good people, man.
They are. So that's my flowers. All right, they were tulips.
Tulips.
Specifically.
Nice. I got some chrysanthemums.
Yo, I can't tell you right now. I threw chrysanthemums at you, bro. Not saying that wasn't your thought, but I had the idea of I want you to say chrysanthemums so bad, bro. Oh God, because nobody ever says that flower. Like, you know what I mean? That's like rhododendrons. Like nobody says that flower, bro. Like, yo.
We're on the same
flame. Yeah, that's so crazy. This nigga said chrysanthemums. And I really was thinking in my head, like, yo, that's nuts. All right. Okay.
I want to give my flowers to what I think is an underappreciated person in the hip hop community. May not be very musically rememberable, but a good dude. been putting on for hip hop. My flowers go to Joe Budden, man. He's a very controversial person, but I feel like we gotta appreciate him. He's doing the good of the people. He has a very entertaining podcast that helps me through my days. A lot of people through their days too.
Do you think
very
he's good to
entertaining?
people?
He's good. He's good to the people. I like that he's authentic. He speaks his mind. He don't give a fuck. He may not have a bunch of hits, but if you go back, he can spit, bro. He's a spitter for sure.
Well, he's definitely a spitter.
He just not
He has a lot of lyrical
super
value.
hit maker. But he's self-deprecating. He's funny as fuck. He's really into hip hop and the state of the culture. He has a show on YouTube called in Revolt TV called State of the Culture, where he pays attention to hip hop and wants to help it. You know him as a hip hop artist from Pump It Up. Can't do too much of that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, bro.
Man, if you were in a dance crew in the mid 2000s, that was your shit.
Oh yeah, you already knew what it was.
That was
if you played
your
Def
shit.
Jam Vendetta,
Also your shit.
you know what I'm saying? If you were alive back then, that was the hit.
If you wore an upside down visor to the side,
Yeah, and then
that was your hit.
later on, he was part of Slaughterhouse, Eminem's rap group.
Yeah.
Some disputes there. Joe Budden, I guess, basically he wanted them to be more independent and move away from labels. He kind of seen that happen before the shift really was
Right.
going on. And
Yeah, didn't he talk
he's been
bad
podcasting for
Eminem for?
He what?
Didn't he talk bad about one of Eminem's projects?
Oh yeah,
Got
he's
some.
not very a big fan of Eminem, and that's why a lot of people
That's
just don't like him because he speaks bad on Eminem, and a lot of people it don't matter what Eminem does, they will never really criticize him.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'll give Joe Budden his flowers, man.
Okay.
He's a dope dude. Listen to his podcast; it's really entertaining. He got early into the podcast game. That podcast is so big; they do tours now. They do a couple cities.
That's
in a
pretty
couple
dope.
weeks,
That's crazy. People will pay to sit down and watch a conversation.
because it's eventually, if we grow a real big following and fan base, you get connected to it. I really like
Yeah.
Joe Budden's podcast. I would pay to go see the live show and meet and greet, because it's you're hanging out with him every single week. With them, it's twice a week.
Right.
You're just hanging out with them. That's you feel a personal connection. You feel like you know them. And I listened to a radio show, Dan Levitard for ESPN, and that's 5 days a fucking week. And I just feel like I fucking you know these guys. And you feel connected to them.
Right.
So you want to support them in any way you can. And a lot of people feel connected to the Joe Budden podcast. He's selling out these theaters and stuff with thousands plus people, which
Numbers
is dope.
don't lie.
And if we could do that one day, why not? I think that'd be dope to do a live podcast in front of the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty tight.
I think that would be tight.
And with podcasts,
Aspirations
that's
to
a
climb
huge
to.
medium. He's been on it for a few years, and he revamped his whole career. So I think a lot of people don't appreciate him. And also, he's going through a breakup. He probably needs some flowers right now. Shout out to Joe Budden. Hold your head up, fam.
Hold
Keep
that
on doing
big
you,
shiny head
man.
up, fam.
Yeah, because he could have bowed out a long time ago when people just called him a one-hit wonder. But now he reinvented himself, and now
That's very true.
he's
did
a
reinvent himself
respected.
successfully.
He doesn't call himself a media person, but he covers a lot of media person type shit. But I definitely appreciate his work on the Joe Budden podcast, his series, Pull Up, when he goes one-on-one with artists. Has really dope conversations that you don't get from a lot of artists, and it's a long forum, so it's not just a quick whatever radio interview.
That's cool.
And they put me on a lot of music on that podcast too, because they always do this they have a podcast twice a week. So on Wednesdays when they drop, they do sleepers, what they call it.
Okay.
And they put shit that they like that everybody's sleeping on, some new music, and they can legally play it because they have to deal with Spotify and shit. And then on Saturdays they do throwback sleepers, like old school songs
Right.
that are sleepers. But They put you on to a lot of hip hop and they speak on the topics. And it's like 3 homies kicking the shit, 4 homies just talking shit.
That's pretty dope.
Fun. So
that's pretty good. It's a good format.
Man, shout out to Joe Budden. That's what I kind of wanted to model this after. I wanted to mix of Joe Rogan and Joe Budden.
I like that.
You know, now it's evolving into its own shit. But,
yeah, I was about to say. It's kind of becoming its own beast.
Definitely. That went a little bit long, but that's giving flowers right there, man. Shout out to Joe Budden. I love what you doing, man. You may not ever hear this, but man, he needs more appreciation. If you haven't, go check out his podcast. Funny podcast, especially on some man shit. It's funny because it's just like you hanging out with your homies, and then they just become one of your homies.
Right, absolutely.
Because you get in on the inside joke. So yeah, flowers to Joe Budden, man, and the whole Joe Budden podcast too, man. I fuck with Rory, Maul, Parks, Erickson, all y'all motherfuckers. Savon, the duh. See, you know all the characters.
You just get in on the characters too.
Yeah, because Savon used to be Savon the Don, and then he started fucking up, and it's the running joke because he's supposed to be like Jamie from Joe Rogan. He's supposed to be the Googler and the dude that gives them information. But every time they ask him something, it barely happens. It's pretty funny. You gotta check it out. I think you would like the Joe Budden podcast. But yeah, like I said, flowers to Joe Budden. And right now, we will sign off for the people that don't want the spoilers. Please tune out if you haven't seen Endgame. If you haven't seen Endgame, definitely stay here right now because we're getting into it. Bam. Are we going in chronological order? We're going from top to bottom. All right. So,
just to keep it organized, because that's 3 hours of holy fuck. So I feel like, attack it in sections. So like, my mind was blown just initially. Like, I was expecting Thanos' death, but I wasn't expecting it within the first fucking 2 scenes.
Alright. Yeah, so that happened like 10 minutes in. Before we get into that, remember what I told you? It could have easily been like a 6-hour movie.
100%.
Because let's start with the very beginning. It opens with Tony Stark and Nebula. But they...
No, it opens with...
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
It opens with Hawkeye. Losing his fucking family.
It opens with Hawkeye.
Bro,
seeing his family get dusty.
That was heartbreaking, bro. Like, seeing homeboy, like, walk around his farm, like, where's my fucking kids, dog? Like, yelling my name.
That he called his daughter Hawkeye, so that's foreshadowing the Avengers in the future, though. But, so Hawkeye's there, showing his daughter how to shoot an arrow. She hits the bullseye. Who does put mayonnaise on a hot dog?
I've done it.
I think
it depends on how I'm feeling, though. Like, sometimes, but I go ketchup and mayonnaise. I think they said mustard and mayonnaise in the movie. I normally go ketchup and mayonnaise if I'm throwing mayonnaise on the dog. And I'll also normally, like, spice it up, throwing some onions and, like, some veggies on top, maybe relish if I'm feeling frisky, you know?
That was the widest phrase I think I've ever heard in my life.
I would fuck with...
He literally said to spice it up. Are you talking? He said some.
Now I'm hungry, man.
Like onions
No, I didn't mean like literally spice.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified.
No, if I literally want spice, then it's jalapenos, right?
Okay, good. I was like, what did you just say, Matt? Okay, bet. So to like liven up the party, throw some onions in that bitch. Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree. I love eat. I just had broths wrapped in bitches and bacon and had some bell peppers and onions on.
You didn't put mayonnaise on it, did you?
I did not, no.
Okay.
No, I put Parmesan ranch on it. It was pretty good.
Of course. Nice. And that is a huge plot point in the movie, the mayonnaise on the hot dog. So we just had to get that out of the way.
That was a deep dive. Deep dive. No, but like, yo.
I just never heard of mayonnaise on a hot dog. You tripped me out.
Starting an Avengers Endgame
snap
with that scene was ridiculous.
Hawkeye, yeah, and that was a very great beginning. And then it goes into Tony Stark. And the way I was saying that it could have been a fucking 6-hour movie because when we seen Captain Marvel come to the Avengers headquarters at the end of Captain Marvel, so that was the only scene that we got out of that. And basically Tony was about to take a nap and die, it looks like, and then all of a sudden bam, here's Captain Marvel with no like backstory on, okay, this is how we're gonna go get him. This is where they're at. We're to assume that Rocket Raccoon knows where the ship is, so that's where they located. They left a lot of shit like kind of up in the air, but when the director's version comes out, it gotta be easily over 4 hours, right? I mean,
oh, I'm sure. What with like the director's commentary and everything?
Yeah, well, the director's cut of the movie,
Absolutely.
Just the extended version.
Oh yeah, it has to have been at least an hour, 3:30. You know what I'm saying? Like in about 30 minutes or an hour and a half.
Yeah, because that was just like they kind of that came out of nowhere, and then I like what they did. How like fragile Tony looked when he got back. He was so skinny.
Dude, that speech that he gave to everybody, that emotion I felt was so real. Man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he was genuinely like, fuck all you.
Yeah.
Every single one of y'all. I don't care about none of you. I gave you everything. Here, fucking take my heart. Like, I'm done with y'all. Like, he straight up took out his power cell.
And I think that kind of cemented how shook up he was over Peter Parker's death.
Yeah.
Because he was like, we lost the kid. And then he realized that, oh, we lost way more than that. And, man, so that was crazy. Tony, they got Tony and Nebula back. And then Captain Marvel goes badass, what we seen in the trailer.
Dude.
It was like, yo, we about to go get this motherfucker right the fuck now. Because Snap went off, or something went off, the
On another
energy
planet.
signature from another planet that only matches the stones went off, and they end up going to that planet because Nebula knows where he wanted to retire, and that's when the shit gets real. And this is like 10-15 minutes into the movie, and I'm like, damn, they
Bro,
on the motherfucker.
yeah, the fact that they wrapped all of that up in just a small amount of time, and then they got him, they got the gauntlet off of him. They ran up on this nigga while he was cooking breakfast and got the gauntlet off on him. And then the moment he shows just the tiniest bit of compassion in Nebula, and he said, Thor, what did you do?
Yeah, so they turn this.
I aimed for the head.
Yeah, because they find the Infinity Gauntlet, turn it around, it doesn't have any of the gems. Thanos says, I reduced them to fucking atoms. They're fucking destroyed. And you see Thanos, he was fucked up. He looked like he was on his way out too.
Yeah.
He looked like he was about to die. He got fucked up from, he snapped it again to destroy the stones.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. Yeah,
Which we don't even
Thor came
necessarily
in and
know.
aimed for the head.
Yeah,
We don't know if he snapped them.
exactly.
Well, he used the stones to destroy the stones. That's
Yeah.
what he said. But anyway, it sent off the same energy signature
Right.
as the original snap, and that's how they're able to track that.
Right.
So keep that in mind. That's the second quote unquote snap.
Thanos survived 2 snaps, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just put that out there. That's pretty lit. That's crazy that he survived 2 snaps.
So from there, flash forward 5 years later, they go visit Tony. Tony has a daughter, Morgan Stark. She's wearing the helmet.
Yeah. Captain America's running classes, psychological
Yeah, PTSD classes.
PTSD classes on people
And,
who are recovering
Did you
from
guys
that.
recognize?
Yeah,
Hey,
it
look.
was one of the Russo brothers.
Yeah,
I can't tell
yeah.
which one. But did you notice that was the first openly gay
Character,
reference in Marvel?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He when they were in that meeting, the dude was talking about a date that he went on with another guy
Yeah.
and how.
Oh,
they
so that was the
solved problems
first?
and shit. Yeah,
Oh,
that was the
gay
first
reference
like,
that Marvel's made? That's crazy.
And it was the actual director, one of the Russo brothers. Can you give me a water, please?
Yes.
Um,
You want one as well, Christian?
Yeah, I'll take one.
So that happened. They go to Tony because, damn, it's See, there's a lot. See, this.
Yeah, we
recap
can't. We
is so
can't.
long.
Yeah, we can't do like the chronological, man.
Yeah, that's
But
what
like-
I'm saying.
but like-
we gotta hit the big plot points.
Yeah.
Batman comes out. Shout out to the rat that crawled across the dashboard in the control.
That got Scott Lang out
Scott
that bitch.
Lang out of the motherfucking quantum realm. He
Yeah.
realizes that it felt like he spent 5 years there, but on Earth, or he spent 5 hours there, but
On Earth, it was
on
5
Earth
years.
it was 5 full years. And from that time, he goes back to the Avengers headquarters, saying we should try to time travel because we could go through the quantum realm. We need to figure out how to do it. So they go to Tony. That's when you meet Morgan. Tony says no initially because he has everything he wants. And then he decides, yes, I'll do it.
Because Pepper Potts gives him a rousing ass speech and challenges that nigga's ego.
Well,
He's
he
like,
sees
"Fuck
the
him."
picture of Peter Parker yet again. Another
That's
thing
right.
that calls back that he feels so bad about Peter dying more than anything because he was the mentor. Because at this moment, he could live that life and be perfect. He has Pepper, he has a daughter, and that's his main thing that he doesn't want to. He makes that a point. Like,
Right.
it won't ruin anything here. It won't change anything in this reality right here. But we can undo everybody else. So he figures out how to time travel right. He goes back to him, was like, yo, let's do this. In the process, you meet Professor Hulk. Because Bruce Banner, within that 5 years, merged himself with the Hulk.
That's pretty.
Stop fighting him.
That was such an interesting arc. That was
Yeah.
probably one of the most interesting arcs in all of Endgame.
Do you think
His
they'll make a
personality
movie
was so dope.
showing that transition?
They can't.
No.
They-
They don't have the rights to Hulk. That's why he can't have a solo movie. He can only appear.
Really?
Appear in Avengers
I
films.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who currently has the rights to Hulk?
I think it's Sony. I'm not 100% sure. I think
Okay,
it
it
would be
makes sense if it
Sony.
was Sony.
Yeah.
Because
They
they
did
still
the
have
original
some of the
movie, didn't
Marvel.
they? Yeah.
Like the first Hulk movie?
Yeah. So that's why there won't be a solo Hulk. But I don't know if they can do the loophole with the TV show or so. I'm pretty sure that he can't do any solo shit. So maybe it'll be. I want to see, but this is way down the line, and this is getting out of the topic. But Hulk team up with the Beast. Let me just throw that out there. Professor Hulk and the Beast from X-Men,
That would be interesting because they're both smart
and they're both.
brutes.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, you meet Professor Hulk. They Bruce Banner tries to figure out time travel, but he time travels through the person, and the person doesn't travel
yeah,
through time.
that's great.
So Scott Lang turns to a baby, turns to an old man, turns to a kid. Then Tony gives them these suits, the little watch thing, so they could go to a certain time in the quantum realm. And
Essentially, they go back to find the stones in each
Yeah.
individual areas, and they realize that there's a time period where 3 stones were in New York City at the same time. So that's pretty cool.
yeah, and going back in time, in the time travel in this movie, going back in time doesn't change your future.
It just creates another time stream, essentially.
Yeah. Which the ancient one, so Hulk, so yeah, Professor Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, and Ant-Man go to the Battle of New York to get the 3 stones.
Yeah.
So Hulk ends up going to the Sanctuary Sanctum, I believe is what it's called, and meets the ancient one.
Yeah. Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah, Sanctum Sanctorum, little something.
Yeah. But yeah, meets the Ancient One, which is super lit because when he gets there, he asks to meet Doctor Strange, and she goes, "You're 5 years way too early." He's in Upper Manhattan doing surgery. And I thought that was so dope because it puts a completely different perspective on watching Doctor Strange. Like, when she's kicking this dude out and like thinking he's arrogant and shit and like telling him no, she knew that he was the best.
And that's why she ended up getting,
Dark Arts would ever see.
She knocked Bruce Banner out of Professor Hulk into the little spiritual type shit that she did with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And they end up talking because she's not just gonna give up the gem, but Bruce Banner ends up telling her like, "Yo, Doctor Strange gave it to Thanos," and then she was like, "Oh, he's supposed to be the best of us." So even then, she had the knowledge that not just he was gonna be good, but he was gonna be the best fucking person ever to do this job.
Right.
And protect this. So if he gave that time stone away on purpose, then it had to be for a reason. So here you go. But the big scene in that was when she was saying that if you take the stones, it will branch off a different timeline. And everything here would be in chaos, meaning her reality.
Right.
But she'd be like, you guys would be fine. And then Professor Hulk would be like, nah, because we're going to return the stones at the exact time that they were taken, so nothing would happen in these other timelines. And that's a big plot point, so I
Right.
have to make sure that we got to that. Where do you want to go from there?
What's your boy Cat ran through them. Just the big parts, man. I mean, like, what really blew my shit was the battle scenes. You know how Thanos found out through future Nebula's eyesight that the whole plot line and everything that was there. I just kind of like suddenly shit myself in the theater when that happened. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, he's still, even in this realm, going to be ahead of the game. And then he gets a hold of the Pym particles, which is fucking nuts.
I thought it was really interesting to see the younger Thanos that we didn't get to see before. Because, you know, by Infinity War, he had already got, 2 stones?
Yeah.
So he was almost there. He was already on his quest. But then he was still, like, so thirsty to get it. Like, you could see even Gamora, she was like, you can see that's kind of when she started getting conflicted. When she realized that he would do anything to get that shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But it was cool seeing that Thanos. So that Thanos ends up going, following the old Nebula. What was it? 2014 Nebula? Was it 2014?
Yeah, sending her.
2014 Nebula knocked out 2018 Nebula and took her place. Time traveled with the rest of the Avengers back to 2023. Wait, so it'll be confused.
They came back. I think it's.
They came anyway. The Nebula from old that was with Thanos and was gang with him took the place of the good one and then brought Thanos back to the current 5 years later snap Earth when the Avengers ended up getting all the Infinity Stones and Hulk put on the Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet. Snapped his fingers.
Now, so I will say, in game predictions, I did say that they were going to create another gauntlet. I'm just saying.
Of course.
Totally said Tony Stark was creating another gauntlet. So I knew that was definitely happening.
So,
but I didn't know the Hulk would be the one to put that bitch on, which makes sense.
Yeah, because he said that it's mostly gamma radiation from the stone, and he's obviously the strongest Avenger.
Right.
Because he's the biggest and strongest. Thor wanted to volunteer, but we didn't even get into Fat Thor. See, there's so much. Like, when you break down this movie,
Fat
man,
Thor
like,
was phenomenal.
Fat Thor's
He
epic.
said, "Don't you mention his name." He did not want to talk about Thanos, bro. He was shook.
Yeah, but then he ended up having that great moment with his mom.
Yeah.
When he went back to the dark world.
That was really awesome. And she understood that he was future Thor.
They had to extract him and Rocket went back there. Thor and Rocket, Fat Thor and Rocket, went back to Asgard in the dark world whenever that was placed in time to get the ether out of Jane. Just to explain.
Which is insane that like we didn't even see what happened. We just saw Rocket get all infiltrated.
Yeah.
And then he just had the ether.
Yeah, well, I don't think they had Natalie Portman in the film.
Oh yeah,
so
that was the whole thing.
Yeah, so like they couldn't physically like depict
that. Makes
that.
sense. Yeah, Natalie Portman actually had issues because they kicked
they
out.
fired a director or something that I don't know.
She really felt strongly for. Was one of the first women
So,
to produce a.
Thor
big
had that
thing.
moment. I thought that moment was really great for Thor. The directors actually said they were gonna have Thor versus a younger Thor, but they felt like the moment with his mother had more meaning to it and would connect more.
Yeah.
And I thought the scene with Tony and his dad, that was very powerful.
That was super awesome.
Yeah.
Because they don't succeed in getting all the stones originally, so they have to go back in time to when Howard Stark.
Which, by the way, the reason what ended up happening with the stone that they couldn't get was it was the Tesseract.
Oh yeah.
And it fell down right in front of Loki as Loki was getting hauled away after the whole New York debacle, and he just picks it up and
Because
does what Loki does
2014 Iron Man made Hulk walk down the stairs, and that shit was so funny to see the old Hulk and how he was just like a big dummy. He was like, I don't like stairs, and then he knocked out future Tony, which fumbled the Tesseract, and Loki picked it up and went away. I think they're setting up the TV show from there for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So we ended up getting all the stones. We already went there. We got the stones. Was there any pivotal? Oh goddamn! See, we gotta get into the Black Widow. All right, so Black Widow and Barton go into the. They go get Vormir to get the Soul Stone. They go up, and I kind of did not know what the hell was gonna happen. I knew somebody had to go, but I didn't know.
What I thought was interesting was Nebula knew as they're plotting this that somebody would have to be sacrificed for the Soul Stone.
Yeah, she did.
Didn't give nobody the heads up, like, hey, you know.
I think that's good though.
Yeah.
It's good though because that would have changed everything because naturally people like Captain America or Tony would have felt in that moment when we would have needed them later. You know what I mean?
I really like Nebula's character. Shout out to the actress that plays Nebula, because just to be so like unhuman, like so robotic, it's weird. Like you could feel it. Like, and that's why I think that kind of goes into that she doesn't really care. Like she's starting to have feelings. They're developing her character more into being more human-like, but in that case, she doesn't care. She knows that she has to go back and complete the mission anyway. One of them, they're going to have to figure out when they get there. But I just started noticing, because they did give her a bigger role in this one, I was like, this is a really good portrayal of like an animated robot. Like, that shit would be crazy to like depict that.
And her acting is pretty versatile. Like, she did that, and then she was that redhead in the new Jumanji.
Was she? That's her?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, she's really good then. Shout out to her.
The martial arts redhead.
That's
Jumanji. Yeah, that's her. That's Nebula.
She's really good. I've seen her in a couple more movies then too.
That range is pretty hard, bro.
But yeah, Nebula's character was dope in that. So Black Widow and Ronan, which is former Hawkeye, he was bad, guys. We don't have to go movie, but it was dope. They had to fight to the death. At first,
but they were fighting to die.
Yeah, at first when Barton said, I forget what he said, but I thought he was gonna kill her. I thought he was like, yo, I gotta get my family back, bitch. One of us gotta go. What's up? I didn't know he was about to sacrifice himself. I thought he was about to get it in with her. Like, nah, let's go. I thought they were about to fight, and then I see like he started running, then she started tripping him, and it was a fight to kill themselves, to be the one that
sacrificed for the Soul Stone.
And I thought
that was sad. Dope. I mean, the whole scene was very.
Black Widow ended up saving him basically and sacrificing herself.
And it was very back and forth. Like you honestly didn't know who was gonna end up doing that. They got you.
Yeah, they got you. Because the way they set it up too, it makes you feel like Barton should be the one.
Yeah.
Because he ended up going rogue and becoming a murderous rampager after his family died because he was killing basically the surviving gangs, the bad people in the world that he felt should have been dead when the snap happened. So he was going killing the cartel they mentioned at one point, and then at the scene where Black Widow ends up fighting him, he's killing the Yakuza Japanese killer people. And he's like, why do you get to survive and my family can't? So he went rogue, and then they set up Black Widow to become the new leader. She was the one that was keeping all
Shield
the
alive.
people in Shield alive when she was talking to Captain Marvel and Rocket and Okoye and everybody in the beginning, making sure that everything was going on. And they Neymar is gonna be in there too. They referenced that earthquake in the ocean. Just saying,
What?
if you know anything about Marvel.
So wait a second. Say that again.
In the scene where she's talking to all them, and Okoye mentions the earthquake in the ocean, and they don't know what's going on. Neymar, he's like basically Marvel's Aquaman.
Yeah.
That's kind
He's
of
like he's one of the first.
A lot of
Marvel
people were
characters
saying
ever made.
that was hinting towards that, and I believe it. So anyway, that was a light reference. Anyway, where were we?
So essentially, they get all the stuff.
Oh, so they fight. Black Widow dies, and I was kind of sad for that because they set her up as a good person. She ends up sacrificing herself when you think Barton should have died. But it makes sense because he has a family that he wants to get back, and her family was the Avengers.
Right.
Basically. And that makes me wonder, but we'll get into that afterwards, what they're going to do with the Black Widow series. I believe that's going to be a prequel for what happened before Infinity War.
Yeah. Possibly.
Because in Infinity War, when it catch up, it's her and Vision overseas just living their life. I think they're gonna get into what.
No, that was her.
Oh no,
that was Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that was Scarlet Witch. What was I thinking about then? Oh, maybe I was thinking that for the Scarlet Witch series because I was like, how are they gonna bring Vision back? They could probably bring Vision back, but I was thinking maybe Scarlet Witch is a series for what happened that. But anyway. I got that. Anyway, so they get all the stones, they go back. Hulk snaps. When he snaps, he's getting everybody back.
Right. So everybody comes back.
The moment that happens,
Laura calls.
Laura calls. They open the gates. They start hearing birds and shit. So Ronan knows his family is alive. And at that moment, Hulk looks up, and that's when Nebula brought Thanos through the quantum realm into the time. This is 2000, whatever, younger Thanos, who had no Infinity Ring. But he figures out the plot through future Nebula, blah, blah, blase. We get more of that because she comes with him.
Yeah, so he understands that at one point he had the stones. So he just goes to the spot where he knows all the stones are, and rains down all hell with this shit.
Yeah, and that's the biggest battle. That's like a movie within
compound.
itself, that whole scene.
Yeah, that was incredible.
So if you're keeping count at home,
On your left.
there's 3 snaps already. I think this is going to be a very important plot point to, well, obviously it kind of is because we already seen, we'll get into the Spider-Man shit, but there's 3 snaps. That's that, well, quote-unquote snaps, because he used the stones to destroy the stones. We don't know how he used them.
Right, so that's 1, 2.
One was to get half of the universe. The other one was to destroy him. Third one was to bring everybody back. So now we're at 3 snaps already. I just keep note of that. Just keep note of that at home. So it brings everybody back. They're on the battlefield, so they're like, oh shit, Thanos is here. We have to fight him. He brings every motherfucking alien he got. He about to rain all hell on Earth. And then all of a sudden, Doctor Strange starts opening up some motherfucking portals. Out swings Spider-Man. Black Panther comes through like, what up, dog?
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? That's when you actually see that Shuri did get snapped.
Yeah.
Because she was with him.
Yeah, she was on the list too, on the memorial.
Yeah, but remember we were saying you didn't actually see it. All the other people
Yeah.
you actually seen. So people were
Right.
kind of speculating maybe she's out there somewhere before Endgame,
Yeah.
and they thought maybe she would be crucial to how they would get everybody back. But yeah, she was snapped. And everybody,
All of the
anybody, man, anybody.
What were the Ravagers? All the Ravagers came out with their ships. All the Doctor Strange people out
All
of the
the
Sanctum Sanctorium, they
Asgardians
came
that
out.
got
Asgard,
snapped.
yeah.
Of course,
Yeah, that was pretty
all the
phenomenal.
tribes from Wakanda, everybody came out. And then you see Pepper shows up in the rescue uniform, which isn't technically rescue because rescue didn't have guns and shit, but she had full weapons and shit.
Right.
That
was super dope in the light blue Iron Man suit.
At one point, Scarlet Witch was whooping fucking Thanos' ass.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
She was in that motherfucker.
It was good that they showed her power like that because she is
Yeah,
literally
she is.
one of the strongest beings in the universe next to Jean Grey's Phoenix. So, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I like.
And then, don't even fucking talk to me about it. So first off, they start going head to head, right? Thanos, 2014, Spunk Crazy Thanos is sitting right there. You got Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man walking up about to face off a homeboy. It gets real intense, and Thanos is just putting the hands on him. Like, they're still not being able to get things to connect. Thor grabs both
This is
Stormbreaker.
before everybody comes back too.
Yeah, he grabs Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, right? And he start fighting, because by the way, if we haven't told you, they go back to Thor's Dark World and Thor gets Mjolnir from that time period.
We didn't mention that.
We didn't even mention that part. So at this point, he now has Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. He's fighting side by side. He gets the shit knocked out of him, and it drops. And then goddamn Captain America picks it up. And then later on summons that bitch to him. And that was probably one of the coolest moments in the entire film.
Thanos is whooping the fuck out of Thor. It looks like he's dead. And all of a sudden it pans to Mjolnir, whatever, coming off the ground slowly. And then you see who's picking it up. It's fucking Captain motherfucking America. Oh, pump, boy. That shit was so hard. I was telling them
That
it
was
like
so nuts.
it was damn near 1 o'clock in the morning. I was watching that shit when I got the leak and shit. I got up, my lady sleep. I got up by myself, started clapping, boy. I was like, yeah. I knew he was worthy, and my theory is he knew he was worthy, but for Thor's ego, he didn't want, especially back then.
That's actually
he
confirmed.
needed Thor.
The Russo brothers confirmed that.
He's always been worthy. So
He's always been
he
worthy.
needed Thor to think
That's
he's only worthy. But I think deep down Thor knew. That's why he was so pumped. He's like, I knew it. Like when Captain America actually picked that shit up in Endgame. That was an epic moment for
He
sure.
threw some goddamn combos on Thanos too.
Yeah, and then pretty much after that, when then Cap ends up getting his ass whooped a lot. Thanos breaks the fucking shield, and then Cap's putting it back on, and that's when Doctor Strange comes with everybody. So then it's a big fucking war. It's a lot to take in. I still gotta watch it more. To break down
there's
every
gonna be
fucking
times to
scene that
dissect.
was in there.
That was like the Ready Player One war. Like you watch that and you see like years of video games clash on that screen.
But they did have the big moment. The what is it called? The A-Force. The all-female Avengers. They were hinting at that basically.
Absolutely.
All the chicks got together. There was a scramble for the Infinity Gauntlet. It went from Falcon to Spider-Man to whoever.
Black Panther.
Yeah, and then it got to Captain Marvel, and Spider-Man's like, "Oh man, I don't think you can take her. She's not alone." And, it was kind of some pandering shit, but
It was definitely pandering, but it was super dope.
It
It
was
was worth it.
cool.
And you really realized how
But the
many
thing-
damn female superheroes out
But
there
the
were.
thing that made me
Because there's a
sad
good amount.
is the best one, Black Widow. But she's not the strongest, but she's the one that they built out the most as her character. She has had an arc since Iron Man 2. She has been here. So to have her miss out on that, I was like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, I was like, I understand just the timing. How could she be in the
Right.
battle? She already died. But why did you have to kill her?
But let me just say,
Ah.
if she would have lived instead of Hawkeye, she would have carried that gauntlet further than Hawkeye did.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying.
But I understand. We need the new Avengers. So
Yeah.
eventually Hawkeye is going to
Get
come
to
back as his daughter. But
So the climax, the conclusion.
the climax is the struggle for the gauntlet. Thanos ends up getting it. He says his tagline from the beginning of the movie that seems to be a theme throughout is I am inevitable.
Inevitable.
Snaps his finger. It's just an empty clink of metal together. He turns it around. Because before this, he was in a struggle with, of course, our hero, Tony Stark. And he turns it around. There's no stones. Tony has them on his hand.
On a Iron Man nanotech glove that just came out of fucking
That just
nowhere.
ripped the stones from the gauntlet as he was fighting with Thor. Because before that, there was a crucial moment where Doctor Strange looked at Tony, and they had this moment, and Doctor Strange holds up the one way, and I think that's when Tony realizes, I don't want to cry,
He's
man.
gotta go.
So Tony,
He wasn't my favorite, but
Tony says his amazing
sad.
tagline all the way from Iron Man 1.
yeah, that was fun.
I am Iron Man. Snaps his fingers, and Thanos and his army are gone. R.I.P. Tony Stark. But if you take into account that's the fourth snap.
Yeah.
This one to defeat Thanos. First one, wipe out the universe. Second one, destroy the stones. Third one, bring everybody back. Fourth, Tony Stark to kill Thanos.
Yeah.
In his army. And the army disappears, and you see it as soon as you see Tony on the ground. He's gone.
He talks like it's a relative. Like he talks like this is like.
Man, it's so sad, bro. Tony
He talks
was my
like this
favorite,
is-
man. When we
This
were-
is like he was there. He was like, bro, the eulogy was tough, bro.
As
It was
far
real
as
tough."
long as we've been talking about this, I've been saying, I hope it's Cap, if not Tony.
Cap had the best arc. So after all this, right?
So Tony dies, man.
Get over it.
No, we're on that. It's
Get
sad.
over it.
It's sad.
It's not that sad. He sacrificed himself. It's a beautiful thing. A Factor, all right?
Yeah, but
He did what he wanted to do.
he finally could rest, and that was the thing at the beginning of the movie when Tony figures out he found out how to time travel, and he goes to Pepper and he shows her. He says, "Well, I figured out how to time travel," and he was like, "Well, I could just throw it away right now, lock it in the box, and put it in the bottom of the ocean, never think about it," and basically say, he figured it out, but he doesn't want to sacrifice what he has
Right.
to get everything back. And Pepper is like, you wouldn't be able to rest, because her biggest mistake was trying to stop him from doing everything. Every time she tried to tell him no, doing something that he really wanted to do, it
Right.
ended up bad. So she's like, basically she said, I can't tell you no. And
That makes sense.
At the end of that, she told him, you can finally rest now.
Yeah.
I'm
This
sad.
boy, I mean, God,
Sad,
bro. You are really
sad, it's
fucking
so
sad.
man. I'm telling
Get
you.
over this shit, bro. This nigga out here, he cried. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this motherfucker cried when Tony
He
died.
said you can finally rest now. I didn't full cry, but I did drop a couple tears. I'm not feeling bad, man. That
Listen,
shit was sad.
let's focus on the positives, all right? Cap got to live a good life. So Cap got tasked with putting the rest of the stones back at the exact pivotal moments that they were stolen
He
from.
volunteered, of course, Cap.
Of course he volunteered. That nigga's an infiltrator, right? So that nigga put it through.
Well, let's go back, because when he went back into the past where Tony talked to Howard Stark, it was just in the 1950, wherever the fuck that was, in the same camp that he went to become the Captain America with the super serum. He went into Dr. Pym's thing and got some Pym particles. So that's an important plot point in there that a lot of people may not have noticed. he got some extra particles. So people, that's the whole thing. So we'll go back. So he went to go time travel to put the stones back.
Right. So he obviously had some extra pin particles in reserve. And what was funny is when he had the conversation to Bucky, his right-hand man, Bucky was like, we'll miss you, man, essentially. And he knew exactly what was happening.
The way him and Bucky were talking about, he's like, they did their tagline from the first one, don't do anything stupid while I'm gone. How could I? You're taking all the stupid with you. So they had a lot of payoff moments for that. And they kind of had a thing. You kind of felt like Bucky knew that he may not see him again. So they're waiting for Captain America to come back. And he should come back in a few seconds, basically. And he doesn't come back, and next thing you know, Bucky looks over and he taps Sam Falcon and is like, look, and he tells Sam to go over there and talk to him.
Right.
Sam goes over there to talk to him, and it's an old man Captain America.
Flame. That's the best thing ever. So he's sitting there on the bench, and he essentially says that he wanted to take Tony Stark's advice and live out a life for him that was only specifically for him. And that's when Falcon notices that he has a ring on his finger. And he asks him, he's like, you wanna tell me about her? It was one of the coolest moments of the movie. Captain America looks up at Falcon and he's like, no. I don't at all. And I thought that was so cool because Captain America's entire life, he's lived for other people and sacrificing for other people and dying and being frozen for other people. So it was dope that he got to live in the end. And essentially, the ending scene of Endgame is it takes a little dip into that alternate universe that Captain America sought for. And he was slow dancing with his lady. Is there anything
Did he branch off on the timeline? Or is he in this time and somehow he got back to that point to sit on the bench?
Yeah.
That's the real confusing part.
I think because he put everything back in place, you know what I mean? He put all the stones in place and therefore he was on the timeline that...
I read something and I haven't heard it for
in that
sure.
timeline, all the places that Captain America was needed.
I mean, he was still there.
So,
just...
do you think he's been basically throughout this whole universe so far, he's been
there and old?
There.
Oh, that's crazy. Like, he's watching the Chitauri battle in New York. Right, like,
well, yeah,
tripping,
he
like...
would have to have been, yeah.
Like, oh, damn, bro. Like,
So he was just spinning low-key and he just let young Cap do his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until he got to the moment to where he time traveled back.
And
then he no longer existed. I don't know, but I read something. I didn't know if it was officially confirmed, but there was something out there that I read. It was like Russo brothers say that he wasn't living in that timeline the whole time, and they'll eventually come back and address how he may have traveled back to that moment. But I gotta look that up and see from the interviews and the shit that I could hear on YouTube and shit, because they have done a few interviews. I want to hear if they actually say that, because I didn't read anything from them from a transcript or anything. I just kind of read somebody saying that. So yeah. I mean, they did leave a lot to ponder with the whole quantum realm, different realities, basically the timelines changing, and then also with the Spider-Man, they confirmed the multiverse.
Right.
Or did they?
Big chapter.
I think they did.
They definitely did.
No,
Yeah.
or did they?
Why is
because
it
came from Mysterio. Historically, Mysterio is
a tricky
a
bastard.
trickster.
Yeah.
So all of those, I believe all those monsters are illusions.
His
of course,
cues.
because that's what he does.
Right.
He's a special effects artist, and he may be he's trying to pose himself. He's trying to take the place of Iron Man, but he's nefarious. He has something going on.
So
But
what you're saying he's pretty much doing what Syndrome did in The Incredibles. Create a problem to fix it to become the hero.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think that's a theory out there that it's just bullshit. That there's no multiverse because Mysterio is just a trickster. But I don't know. I believe it's possible.
The multiverse
because,
is been explained.
Well, and they said because
in game alone they confirmed the reality that the multiverse exists because of the fact that alternate branches can be created.
100%.
But that confused a lot of people. Just the time travel aspect of that movie. And we're like, oh, I don't know what the hell's going on. So, what happens in this timeline? But I think like a single moment in time branches off, and everything is completely different. So I believe that it is from another multiverse. But they said it was caused by the snap, which would make sense. I think that's gonna be a big thing. 4 fucking snaps of Infinity Stones. That I think that's gonna be a theme throughout the next phase or so, because that has to have affected a lot of shit in the whole universe. And obviously, it tore a hole in the universe, and now anybody could come in somehow through the multiverse. I'm really interested to see what Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be.
Yeah,
he's obviously
it's gonna open up a lot of chapters.
Tony, and I think this is them passing the mantle. I would like to see Tom Holland become the next staple.
Yeah, that'd be really dope.
Because I really like.
It's not going to be Spider-Man, but I would really appreciate it.
You don't think it's going to be Spider-Man?
No, they've already helmed Captain Marvel as the next spearhead for Phase 4.
Well, I don't necessarily.
I think she'll be the
Spider-Man will be the leader, but he may be up there in rank because they have confirmed that Marvel is going to be, the leader for now. So
yeah, I feel like she's the quote unquote leader, but it was just like Captain America was the quote unquote leader, but Tony Stark is the OG.
Yeah,
everybody
Spider-Man
knows.
will be up there, maybe like a second in command or something, because like Captain Marvel's not going to be limited to Earth. She's
right
as they've previously shown. She's
Hulk is still here,
but he can't have a solo movie.
Right, but I'm just saying in terms of like the big collaborative movies.
Hulk's he's low on the ranks. I think Spider-Man going into it is going to be a huge part.
Yeah.
Huge part. And I think this is setting up, especially, I think that's kind of the deception, too, of Mysterio saying he's trying to get he's trying to get Peter away from, I don't know, there's a whole theory about the Spider-Man. We don't have to get too deep into it. We already went hell long.
Yeah, we did.
There's bad theories, but I'm super excited. This obviously, Spider-Man Far From Home is the last movie
in Phase 4. Hopefully they give us a fucking Celestial.
And then did you see?
Give us just one Celestial.
They released the dates of the movies that they're dropping within the next few years.
Oh, I didn't see that.
We're only getting 2 next year, man. We're only getting 2 Marvel movies next year, but I think that's because, too, they're going to have a lot of these shows on the Disney Plus, and I think that's going to bridge a lot of the gaps. So I'm excited. The Black Widow movie, I think that's one of the movies that's coming out next year. That will obviously be a prequel, and I would be excited for that just to get the background story and see her again.
Yeah, for sure.
Character. I don't think they should ever bring her back through an alternate universe or anything. I don't want them to bring Tony back. I don't want to see Tony Stark as a hologram. I don't want to see him as an AI.
You know what's probably going to happen?
Alternate Tony Stark that speaks in Japanese.
No. What's probably going to happen is there's going to be, if the multiverse is real, Spider-Man's going to get into it, and then he's going to see this universe Tony Stark as like in the Iron Man suit, and he's going to like admire him from afar and be like, wow, I can't disrupt this timeline or else I would go up and hug you. And then that'll be like a moment, and then he goes back and deals with this other stuff.
Iron Man again. But excited for Fat Thor. He's gonna be a Guardian, I believe. They sent him off. I think Valkyrie will be the new Thor. I think that will be dope as fuck. So Thor 4 will actually be Valkyrie as Thor.
Interesting.
I think that's where they're sending it. And man, and there's so much series. We would have to do a whole.
Yeah, there's a whole lot.
We probably should have done a whole separate podcast for this because I have so much more to talk about. But I gotta go home and go to sleep, get ready for work in the morning, and I think Matt's falling asleep behind the camera. So we're good. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the A's for A Podcast, episode 15. I am A Factor.
And I am Intellect, man. Much love, huge love to everybody out there. Stay healthy and tip your goddamn dentist, all right?
Yeah, that.